All right, all right, all right. 8 o'clock on the dot on a Monday evening. What's up? This is your girl, Crystal XO. And of course, this is Relationship Recap. You guys know we are still deep in our bag with the Never Ever Mets. Last night's conversation was a little controversial, just a bit controversial. So let me bring my co host in so we can get into that just a little bit into last night's.
Yes.
Just a wee bit.
What up, y'all? What's up, baby? What's up, Chris?
Hey man, how was your day today?
Got some work done.
Okay.
I just say that I definitely got some work done. So, yeah. How was yours?
It was good. I had a lot of work to do, a lot of work to do. And actually I have a really exciting day tomorrow. I've been preparing. Oh, my enchanted PR, you guys know I do PR. I've actually that's kind of how I got started in the business here in Atlanta with Mo. That's actually how I met Mo with my PR company. But we don't usually do. I really focus on the journalism thing and some other stuff. But Enchanted PR is partnering with the DeKalb County to give an award to CeeLo tomorrow, and so I am so excited about that.
Yeah.
Um, it is a great partnership, and I have had the opportunity to work with CeeLo a few times, and I'm just super excited to be able to be a part of that. This is as DeKalb County here in Atlanta is wrapping up June, which we all know is Black Music Month. So I'll be sharing some footage from that, but I'm really excited to be able to honor someone that I think is one of the most brilliant minds I have ever talked.
Super, super talented brother right there.
Yeah, yeah, just like, but you talk to him like, obviously his music is amazing, but I had the opportunity to interview him for Rolling Out years ago, and I mean, it was the most interesting conversation. He is definitely underrated, and so I'm excited about that. I can't wait to share some of that here with the XO family. So you guys, we are doing that super early in the morning. So yeah, I'm excited about that. Wanted to share that with you guys. There'll be pictures and some video, I'm sure, that we'll get from the event.
Got
So last night was woo.
you.
We went there last night. If you guys if you did not see last night's interview with Aaron and Diamond, I would suggest you watch it. We had we talked, and there was quite a few contradictions throughout the interview
Oh, yeah, quite a few on both sides.
on both sides. But I think that they told their story, and everybody has a right to tell their story. But there was just a few things. I did have a chance to look at the videos that Aaron referenced.
Mm.
Aaron referenced that he was in an abusive relationship for 12 years, and he had created a YouTube ch- channel titled My Wife Be Trippin'. And he suggested we look at that video for
He
proof
did. He did.
that he was in an abusive relationship. I looked at those videos, and that is not what I gathered from those videos. What about you?
Uh, they were annoying videos. He was the annoying person. That
Yeah,
was the problem.
yeah, yeah.
Nigga, it was you.
It was you. It was you.
I'm just saying.
And I don't think that people should. I think we have to be very careful about joking, and I'm not trying to say that he was not in an abusive relationship, but that was not the right reference to prove that.
You need to show me something else, brother.
Yeah, and I want him to take those down. I don't even.
Yeah, or at least stop referencing because it might be. I don't know if they got deleted because of DV, but those weren't.
There are only like 100 views. They've been up there a while. No, Mo Better 711. Don't go watch. Trust me, you'll be just as irritated as we were. You will be as annoyed as the wife in the video.
Yes.
Yes. So I don't know, but I just think we have to be very careful. There was a lot going on, but I just most importantly, it led me to believe that we did not get the full picture. Julia A says you both seemed kind of annoyed with them the entire interview, to be fair. She says it wasn't the same energy you both gave Greg. I don't think that's fair.
Well, here's the thing, right? In which you have to understand, there's a vibe, there's energy between two people, right? We're bouncing the energy off each other, good energy, or just being open. But
Mm,
when you have someone possibly telling untruths, and you're hearing the contradiction, you want to badger them, but you just know that this does not sound right, and
yeah.
it just becomes that they keep trying,
Yeah.
and that's that to me. That's the energy that you see. At least the look on my face, Crystal. What do you think?
I mean, I try to keep my face as a poker face, but y'all know the people that have been y'all know I really can't. I don't have a good poker face. If something don't make sense to me, you're probably gonna see it on my face, and a lot of things just didn't make sense. So yeah, that's
That's it, man. That's it.
I consider myself a reasonably intelligent person. And a lot of things didn't make sense, but I really believe at the end of the day, I appreciate anyone that comes on this channel and, talk. So I feel like what I told them both at the end of the conversation is I asked them, did they feel like they were really truly ready to be in a relationship? And it did not, to me, this is just my opinion, and this is not anything negative, but it really did not feel like, from the way they responded to questions, that there was a foundation for a healthy relationship.
I agree. But God bless them, man. If
God
they
bless them.
if they want to put their best foot forward and try, hey,
God bless them. On to tonight's conversations.
yeah.
So tonight we actually have two gentlemen from the Never Ever Mets tonight. Our first guest is Josh. Now we have been. It's funny because Josh and Shay were your favorite couple
Yes, they were.
until the very end. And if you guys remember, that was a big thing on what we asked Diamond. She had a lot to say about that. So we thought it would be only fair that we did have Josh come in and defend himself and then see what his perspective of the Never Ever Mets was. So I know we got a lot of questions for him. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get Josh. Let's go ahead and welcome Josh to the show.
Yeah, boy.
What's happening, brother?
Can y'all hear me just fine, everything?
Yeah,
Yeah, we
yeah. You
can hear
good? You
you.
good?
Okay.
We can hear you. First of all, thank you for agreeing to come on the show. I know there was a little bit of confusion, but we are happy that we were able to work that out and we got you here. And so that is we appreciate your time today.
Oh, no problem. Not at all.
So I'm gonna start. Let's start like this. How was this experience watching yourself this season on the Never Ever Mets? What was that experience like, watching everything play back and seeing the edit that was chosen from the time you guys spent in the house?
Um, I can say the editing definitely was a surprise. Just the way a lot of the scenes were chopped and screwed out of order. I guess I expected them to tell a certain story and they didn't. They told the story that they wanted to make, whatever. I mean, but just seeing myself on TV, I mean, I can't be mad at that either. So it was a cool little experience. I enjoyed myself while I was there. Like I had a blast. It was fun, despite the little drama that was there. But I did enjoy myself while I was there. So it was a good experience. I mean, I probably wouldn't do it again, to be honest. But
I was
you
about
know,
to ask
it was a
that.
one-time little trip.
Okay, okay. How'd you find out about the show?
Shay hit me up about it. I had no idea about it. She said we should give it a try because at the moment, me and her wasn't together at that time. So this is kind of one of them. Hey, let's see if we can try to make this work. Let's do this experience, and it's a good way to kind of meet in the middle ground because Shay's always been a little nervous about coming to Memphis, and that's been a big issue over the years why we
I,
haven't met and
I,
everything.
a lot of years, brother. That's the $100,000 question right there.
Man, and look, y'all wouldn't believe Shay boy. I tried so many times when she initially stayed in Detroit. I tried coming up there, and she would have her little excuses. Then the times we did try though, we would miss each other. Like the time I did come to Detroit, which was probably like 2016 or something like that. She happened to be in Alabama with her sister.
Mm.
So I missed out on that when she went to Nashville one time. I was in Texas, so it's just a lot of those years we kept missing each other. We wasn't, we tried, and then we couldn't ever agree on as far as her moving to Memphis because that was a big thing. 'Cause at the time, I just couldn't leave Memphis because what I had going on, and just it'd have been easier for her to just come to me, or I felt, and then once we kind of get a little established, then we can go somewhere together. And it
How
just never panned out that way. We just kept missing each other, and then years just go by. Life hit happens, we both had different things going on, and it just kind of kept just it wasn't aligned for us.
wow, how far along was that talk in the
You say
relationship?
what now?
How far along was that talk in the relationship where you guys were talking about moving to each other's states possibly?
I'd say probably maybe around that second year or so, because she was in college the first time when we first started talking.
Mm.
So, a lot of that I kind of knew that wasn't gonna go. Around time I went to the military at the time, I was playing basketball. So it was a lot of stuff going on that we just scheduling didn't work at the time with her going to school. And then like I said, we both moved a lot. We traveled a lot. I think she stayed in Virginia at one point. She, like I said, stayed in Alabama with her sister for a little bit. I went to Texas to meet my mom's side of the family for a couple of years and stuff. So it's just stuff like that we kept missing. And then so I'd say probably about the second or third year, it's like, okay, we've been doing this online thing. Let's take it to the next level. And we talked about it, but it just, like I said, it just never ended up happening.
So to clear everything up, there was no prison time or nothing
No,
involved.
no, no. It wasn't no prison time. Wasn't in jail. No, Shay wasn't in jail. Nobody went to jail.
We were concerned because 12 years is just a long time. And, people usually like are only pen pals with someone that was in prison that long. So
Right,
I think the show kind of sets it up in a way that makes that's misleading, right?
right.
Because let's talk about, so you guys met, did you guys meet on a dating app, or how did you all initially meet?
No, we met on Facebook. It was a Facebook group a long time ago. I can't even remember what the group was, but it was a lot of people from Detroit because she stayed in Michigan at the time. So a lot of people from Detroit was in the group, and I have family in Detroit and friends from back there. So we kind of met mutual friends through Facebook, and we just started talking, connected, and then after a while, we were just friends, and then the romantic side of it kicked in after a while, and we've
Mm.
kind of been locked in ever since.
But
In the
it can't be too romantic if y'all never saw each other.
True. Well, okay, yeah, I can give you that romantically, but on the emotional level, like we was there, like and not even just emotion, just not just being able to talk about everything, but just knowing that you like there's that trust where you don't have to worry about being judged. There's a no judge free zone. Being able to actually, and I guess honestly, the distance kind of make it better because I could be 100% truth, and I don't have to be sneaky in any way because there's no
Right.
point. And it worked both ways with us. So that communication that we had from the jump, that transparency that stood out, because especially just my upbringing, staying around a lot of shady people, a lot of shady family members, it's hard to trust people. So
Mm.
to find somebody that you can genuinely trust and have that type of relationship with it's even though it was online, it was one of the best relationships I ever had, like as far as a connection with anybody.
I can see that because I think I will say this. I think when I definitely feel what you're saying about, like, it allows you to be honest and transparent because there's not the you don't have to look at the person, and you could talk to them without feeling like they're gonna penalize you, right?
Right.
Because they almost become like your secret friend.
Right.
So you got this person that you can interact with and talk to, but it also seems like if it's that long, you had to be like, this is just something that somebody I enjoy talking to, but both of y'all had to be in other relationships in that 12-year period,
Well, yeah,
right?
I mean, yeah, it was we was on and off, and I don't know why the network decided to play it like it was 12 years consistently.
Yeah.
Like it was an on and off thing, and some of them on and offs would be months at a time. A couple times it had been years at a time. I'm sure she had dated people at times. It's sometimes I've dated, but as far as me, I can't speak for Shay on that, but with me, is the connection I had. I just wasn't getting that from the people that I was physically around and dating. Like, yeah, the physical part is there, but that mental connection, that emotional connection, I wasn't getting that with a lot of people here. And it
Do you
just,
think
it still would bring me back to Shay. And then it's vice versa. Shay, she probably would try dating, but at the end of the day, that connection brought her back to me, and it just like we couldn't get rid of each other, but obviously it wasn't working trying to get it there. But it's like we trying to force something that wasn't happening, basically, and it just they playing that game, that carousel. It's just and the next thing you know, it's 12 years.
I can see. I also know it could be less responsibility because the
Right.
only thing you is just picking up the phone.
I mean, right? Because me and Shay now,
You
don't
see
get me
what
wrong,
I'm
we
saying?
have our moments, we bump heads, we get into it, and it's just easy for her to just block me, and then I can't talk to her for 3 to 6 months whenever she decides to call me again. So it'd be stuff like that, and it's easy to get away from stuff when you're online. That's the negative part of it. We can't always address the issues that need to be addressed, so they just
Gotcha.
linger. We put them off, and it's kind of just one of those things. Here,
Yeah, and you also can't because like when you're face to face, you guys have a fight. You could break up, and you can have great makeup sex. You
right?
can't have that when you're on the phone, and you miss
Right.
that. There's a certain level of intimacy that does come with you know physical touch and that kind of thing. So I guess that this relationship, which I actually think is probably better that you have a strong emotional connection,
Mm.
but it also did feel like it couldn't have been that much of a priority, or one of y'all would have been like, look, this is gonna happen or
Yeah.
this has to stop.
And I
Listen,
mean, and to be real, I mean, I don't think it was just the main priority for both of us because we both did have our own individual things going on in life. So whatever I know for me, what's in front of me, that is a priority.
There
And
you go.
sometimes a relationship is just not on the cards for that. Like sometimes a relationship can be a distraction,
Right.
and it's just especially being in two different states, the time, the schedule, the way I work, the way she party a lot, I work a lot. So a lot of that battle we just missed. It just didn't never like link up the same way. Is what I'm trying to say. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a mess. But like I said, that I guess that bond and not having that connection with too many other people, it just made it easy for me to go back to her in
Mm-hmm.
those moments. Because like I said, I tried dating and it was piss in the waters basically, the dating pool. So it wasn't going nowhere. Like
right.
I'm staying in Memphis. These are some tough young women out here. these
Yeah, that's why I want to ask you that, Josh, because what's up, C Dub? What when you say it was piss in the water, and for a man to say that, I'm interested to know what you were running into with dating that caused you to feel like that, like that made you keep going back to someone that you had this emotional connection with, but you had no physical contact with. That means it was you were really, really encountering some obstacles, right? So
right.
what does a man mean when he says the dating pool is not good?
Well, as far as I'll just speak on just Memphis. I don't want to get into hosts. I know social media has their little wars. I can't speak for all of that, but as far as Memphis go, it's just I think just the mindset of a lot of people down here. Like I know a lot of people know about Glorilla, and she's a typical what a lot of Memphis women are. Honestly, not that it's all the turnout, but they don't know how to kind of tone it down at times on that type of level. Everything is. I mean, it's almost like dating a homie. Like they could be beautiful, but they try to rob you before you get a chance to get out. It is that type of series, and it's just hard to know who really, like, especially in Memphis, is a lot very materialistic. So that's what the main thing everybody's gonna go for. What they assume is what's good, the whole thug image, the hood image. And if you don't fit that mold, you just kind of don't stand a chance as far as the good ones go. And
Mm.
it's just kind of what it will. Like I said, these are some tough young women. Like, like they will fight you. And me personally, that's something I'm not interested in. Like abusive relationships. I don't put my hands on a woman. I don't want a woman putting their hands on me. I've never been in those situations, thankfully. But that's something I the chance of that happening is very high down here,
Man,
unfortunately. And the other stuff, just like I said, getting set up. I know so many people that I went to school with who got set up by a woman that they dead now, or they in jail now, and
Yeah.
it's real. I know, and some of the same women, I know them too. I went to school with them, so it's a small city. Everybody know everybody. Everybody's in your business. Unfortunately, the city is a very jealous nature city,
Hmm.
so a lot of people don't like saying you do well. It's sad as that is, but so you have to be very careful with those type of people.
Wow. That I mean, I have a we have a friend. My husband has a friend that he was in the military with and survived 20 years in the military. Came to Atlanta and got set up by a woman and was robbed and killed.
it's, it's
So
definitely real.
definitely, I think, and I feel like it's happening everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah,
And actually, we do want to give just our condolences on your friend because that was
Oh, that's right.
I
yeah,
appreciate
that
that.
was that was crazy. Like it was just crazy to see um him with you on the show. And then of course, I'm sure it didn't happen that way, but a couple weeks later we see the finale and it was shared that that he did pass. So we're our condolences on that. Um how was that for you watching the show after losing him? That had to be difficult for you.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was bittersweet because it was good to, see him again, hear his voice again, of course, seeing it on TV. I know his mom was real happy to see him on TV. She had a little watch party and everything, wanted to see that. So, I mean, it got a little emotional again, just thinking of everything, the memories and all that. But, it was good to see him, hear his voice again, just see him on TV. Like, I know he would have enjoyed watching the show. I know
Yeah.
he would have been laughing, having a ball at it too. So, it was good today. It was nice enough to even do that for them. They didn't have to do that to do the memorial at the end. So I do appreciate production for doing that and everything. So
Yeah, yeah, that's tough, but I do appreciate that was classy of them to do that. That was actually one of the things that you mentioned, and we've been talking. We had a conversation with Greg, and I actually shared a couple this weekend that I had a family friend that became a former client that became like family, that committed suicide. A young man that was 31 years old.
mm,
Um, and I think that we have been talking more about mental health and specifically when it comes to Black men, but I don't think that there's really, even still, a lot of people reacted to the way Greg was treated on the show when he acknowledged, that he had gone through some trauma. I'm wondering from you, like, how did you handle losing your friend? And did you, as a man, did you feel like you had a place to someone to talk to, because you mentioned that you kind of shut down when it came to this relationship with Shay after that. So how did you process that?
um, truthfully, I really didn't process it well because outside of Shay, that was the only real friend I had. Like I have siblings, but I viewed him as a brother,
Mhm.
and that was I mean I've lost people before multiple times, but this was the closest person to me that I ever lost. On top of that, I had two other uncles pass within a few days that said too. So I basically had three deaths in a matter of a week. And it hit me hard. And even now, like it still seems like a dream. It don't seem real. Like I want to call, so it's so much I want to talk to him about. So it's I haven't processed it well, but I'm doing the best I can. And I just keep moving, and I know that's what he'll want me to do. Just keep pushing. I know he wouldn't want me acting like this and stuff, but it's just like I said, that was one of the closest people I ever had in my life. That especially that's around, and that was hard for me because, like I said, like you said, as men, we don't have people that we can really talk to about a lot of stuff. And he was somebody that I could talk to, especially as a male. I
Mhm.
can't always talk to Shay about every single thing. There's just certain things she wouldn't understand
Right.
from a male side of it. So just to have that person, just knowing that he's gonna tell me the truth, he's gonna be straight up, he's gonna be blunt, and that's why our friendship was so good because of that bluntness and that up forwardness and what he tells me and stuff, and just he was an overall good guy, and there's not a lot of good people out here in the world,
That's
especially these days, and just a real pure soul, and that's who he was. So it's like a void he is kind of missing, but I'm just trying to keep pushing, keep going every day.
Yeah. You know what? And I don't want to stay too long on this, but I do want to say this because our channel, um, I try to. I understand that there's a lot of different channels on YouTube, but we really are here to try to help people and to help the audience that watches, right? And so it's not about anything. Oh, yeah, we like to laugh and joke, but at the end of the day, the sole reason I started this channel was to help people and show people that there was another side. And I think, a lot of times we as women, I'm saying, what can we do to help men and be there for men, so that they do know that we care, and they do know that we do care, that they have feelings and we want them to have a safe, a soft place. But what you said just made me wonder, like, how can we encourage men to be there for each other even more in an emotional space? I wonder, Mo, do you have any feedback on that? Because I love the fact of how Josh articulated how his friend was one of the only people that he could really talk to. And it sounds like more men need a friend like that. Because I know there's only so much women can do, even us being a soft place. There's only so much that we can do. At some point, a man probably needs another man. So, how can we, as a community, encourage men to be comfortable talking with each other and really like sharing if they're not okay? Because I really wish that my godson had somebody else to talk to. Maybe he didn't have somebody that he felt he could share that with, before he made the decision that he did.
Unfortunately, and it's sad too, because this is men's mental health month. I think that It's slowly starting. Like I see guys now, um, telling their friends, "Yo, I love you, bro. Love you. Be safe." You see what I'm saying? The conversation of all of the things that we either wanted men to do or men were feeling uncomfortable about. It's starting now. Where talking, we're at the table. Which it starts with the conversation. Like you're asking me, I'm on this platform, and it's just men stepping forward and knowing that it's cool to do. The first time I seen that was from a guy that I thought was, okay, if he can do it, it's not that bad. You know what I'm saying? And you start seeing it on social media. Unfortunately, you see it a lot of times after, someone is gone, but you start to see it on their birthdays now. I think it's rolling around, and I think men are, the ashamedness when we raise our young men, boys, to, you know, if there's a father in the house, sometimes, let's say you fall and scrape your knee, your father is going to tell you, that's all right, shake that off, get back out there if you're playing the sports or whatever. Your mother is a little bit more, but then a lot of times she doesn't want to, or make you feel that way. So I think amongst men, the conversation is, the whether it be the George Floyd's or Mike Brown situations, and stop realizing or saying stuff when it's too late while we're here learning to appreciate one another. And I think those conversations, it's a slow roll because this is new territory.
Yeah.
But I think it's starting to happen. I wish it would happen like right now, but we're getting there. It's just a snail's pace, unfortunately. But the fact that this brother's getting on here and saying it, the fact that we had Greg exposed, we're getting there. Just it's on national TV right now. We're getting there, and the brother speaking. If that was a male psychiatrist, it'd probably be a little bit more forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's probably an embarrassing thing to speak to a woman about, but she's
Maybe that's what we should have on the show, because we've had Gunbox said, "I love you, Mo." We've had
my man, love you too, bro.
we've had female therapists, but maybe we should have. I'm gonna figure out how to do that. But I appreciate you sharing that, Josh. And again,
Yes,
we want to offer those condolences, and I would just encourage you to pay it forward and be that type of friend for someone else when you find someone that's worthy of that, and in honor of how amazing he was for you.
there
Um,
you
okay, so you and Shay decide to join the Never Ever Mets. It sounds like you did not have any prior experience in reality TV.
No, I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
Yeah. So what did you think? When we talked to Aaron and Diamond last night, they said they had no idea that they were going to be in a house with other couples, other singles that had just met. Did you have any idea that there was going to be a house that way? And what was your first, I guess, response to when you saw what it was like?
I mean, we knew that there would be other people. We just didn't know how many. They didn't specify on that at first, and then maybe a little while back they had accidentally leaked out a email list that kind of had everybody's name on there, so then you get a kind of idea about how many people's gonna be there. So I mean, I couldn't believe there was other people who, in a situation like us that hadn't met, but not even knowing how long everybody's situation was. Because I'm thinking, me and Shay, we've been 12 years. It makes you wonder about how long some of the other people
go. Right,
been talking to everything. So you're not really sure, like, are we the only crazy motherfuckers on here? So and so, I mean, but it was exciting just to, see other people's stories, hear their stories, and hear,
right,
why they haven't met up and what was the cause for their little problems and everything, and just to see how their connection was. That was something that I was curious about, just seeing, if the dynamic was as close as how me and Shay's was.
right.
Mhm. It did not seem that way.
No.
I said that, I said that we said that. Like I said, Mo, you guys were Mo's favorite couple, probably my second favorite. But it did not seem. What we did see is that the other couple, you all immediately were. You
Immediately.
could tell it was like, you could see that emotional connection was there. There was
Yeah.
something real there. Um, some of the other couples, we did not see that at all. And I'm gonna be honest, Josh, we kind of feel like some people played in our faces, and wasted our time. Okay. I don't
Yeah.
feel like you and Shay did that, but I do feel like mainly I feel like Jody and Aaron wasted our time big time. Um and I don't know if Aaron wasted our time on purpose, but I know Jody did. Like I just there's no now maybe she had her reasons, but I just feel like she wasted our time. Because there's nothing that we saw ever from her that suggested she even had respect for him.
Yeah.
Um, so that was hard to watch, but it did seem like you all definitely saw each other. The physicality, the physical attraction was there, and the emotional connection was there, and you guys like immediately wasted no time.
Well, I mean, it's been 12 years. Shit.
Facts?
I
All
mean, shit, we
up,
done already
Bill.
got to know each other. We got that part out the way. So yeah, but even I say this about Jody and Aaron. I do think they got the bad end of production on it. Like they only showed the bads. They had a lot of moments where they did connect, and you could see that there was something there. Now, if she might have got turned off at one point or another, her attention span might didn't last long, but there were moments where they connected and they showed some chemistry. And I know a lot of people wonder why they made it there so long, but that's because there were moments that they had where it looked like, okay, maybe it might go somewhere. Uh,
Really?
why production decided, I mean, it's a storyline. The one thing I have noticed about the show that I didn't like is they told production story and not none of our stories. And I
Mm,
just know for a fact they didn't tell me and Shay's story, just how they edited
really?
it. I can imagine it's the same for the other couples as well. And so that's one thing I didn't like about it because I did go into it just the way they talked about it, that they really was about black love and positivity and unity. And that's what I thought it generally was about. And then you quickly find out they just want mess and drama. They don't give a damn about, love in a sense. And
Yeah.
so I mean, I didn't know that going into. Like I said I didn't watch reality shows, so I didn't really know. I mean, I know some shows are messy, but I didn't know that that's the plan for all shows. I thought some shows was generally for what it's supposed to be. So
No, because viewers won't watch. So quite
yeah,
honestly, and I will say this from I've worked on reality shows and I've been a part of reality shows and behind the scenes. And the problem, producers are very, very manipulative, right?
yeah,
That's part of the job description is you have to be able to make talent trust you and then get them to encourage them to give you things and tell them that you're going to show it one way, right? And then
mhm,
once it gets past that, those are usually showrunners, your individual producers. Then it gets to executive production, and you don't have any. They have no control over. They're trying to make good TV. They're not trying to
right,
make it look good, right? But I also feel like from being a publicist for 20 years and working in reality TV that a lot of times people may say, I'm sure there are a lot of other nuances, right? But for the most part, your personality comes across. You can't fake that.
well, yeah, right,
And I think when it comes to what we saw, why the response was so great with Jody and Aaron is because from the very first date, with her saying he doesn't know what a charcuterie board, like her attitude was, to
yeah,
me as a woman, I was disgusted with that. Like if that had been my little sister, I'd have snatched her up. Like you don't treat anybody like that, even if you don't like them. We have
Right.
all been with people that we're not attracted to or that may not be our vibe, but you don't have to talk to them that way. You don't have to talk about them that way on camera, specifically when you guys came here and you're
right.
not being treated that way. So I think what the public is reacting to is that energy that she continued giving the camera in those spaces. Now, what she did when we didn't get that, I don't know. But what I do
Yeah.
know is how she showed up there was inappropriate.
No, I definitely get that. Like, that's why I say I can't knock anybody for their opinion based off what's shown because you're going by what you see. So I don't knock that at all. But and then like I said, she didn't do herself any favors at times by some of the stuff she said. He didn't do himself any favor at times by the stuff he said. And like we talked to both. I know I talked to pretty much everybody in the house during the show, and there were times so you don't have to be that hard on. You can ease up a little bit, and but him he also I believe a little sheltered at times, and I kind of think they played a part in it, just the difference of mindset. Like I say about Memphis women, Jody remind me a lot of them too. Not as bad, but just their toughness though. And Jody got that. She got a wall up, she got a guard up, and it's hard to get through that, especially for somebody as like Aaron, who he basically walking on eggshells because he trying to respect the boundaries, not go too far, but he want to expand more. So he was kind of stuck in limbo a little bit, not knowing what to do and stuff. And it kind of when he needed to be assertive, he wasn't, and when he should have been passive, that's when he got assertive. So it was just the timing of it. I mean, some relationships ain't for everybody, meant to be for everybody. They probably have a great friendship, and they just where it should have left it at or stayed at.
Yeah. I think, but and we also saw, I think what makes me feel like this, and I don't want to spend your whole time talking about them, but the reason that I feel very convicted in what I'm saying is because she wasn't like that towards other people, right? And I didn't see him do anything disrespectful to her. All I
Right.
saw him do was like her and try, right? And so when a person as an adult, when a person is treating you kind and you throw that in their face and give them your ass to kiss, then that's a problem. And I feel like she was nice to Chris. She had no boundaries when it came to kissing Sandia. But then when he put a kiss on her forehead, she goes off and acts like she's assaulted. Like it was just
That part.
we're not feeling it, Josh.
Yeah.
That part.
And I say some of those moments, I didn't see that either. So it was my first time seeing it, watching the show. So a lot of it, it caught me off guard too. So
Yeah.
like I said, a lot of what I'm saying is just what I've seen, and like I said before, while I was there. But yeah, the show saw a lot of stuff. I was like, damn, Joe, I ain't know you did it like that.
And she went in. I feel like Sandia should have been like, my boundaries suggest that you were not. She wasn't caring about her boundaries. Like she went in on it. But anyway, let's get back to you. We didn't. But that was one of the issues on the show. One of the things I do want to ask you about is a lot of this show. One of the most disgusting things to see. And I know it's part of our culture, and I think this is always teachable moments. But there were several women. Jody was rude to Aaron, who she came with.
Absolutely.
Sienna was disrespectful AF to Brandon. Even Millie was disrespectful. And dress, definitely we understand that a lot of people had very strong feelings towards Chris. But for a woman to call a man a bitch is on camera in his face several times, it's just hard to see, specifically because we know that if a man yelled that at a woman, it would have went a different way. He probably would have got
kicked off.
Yeah.
So asking you, is that what's happening in these streets? Because Sienna seemed extremely out the box to me. I was like, is that how women? She just is talking to him like he's trash. And again, he's not doing anything but trying to converse with her.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, honestly, I don't want to say it's normal, but I mean, I think Mo can attest. We've seen this multiple times. It's kind of one of those double standards in the world where, like I said, we say we'll get crucified for it, but they get free reign to do it. And like, so even when I hear, like, no, it's like you say, it is disrespectful, but at the same time, I didn't react much to hearing because I heard it. So, this is normal at the time. I hear a lot of women do this. This is how they do it. They fish to get a reaction because the way I see it, most women expect us men to be gentlemen. So they talk to us whatever way because they're expecting us not to hit them back, not to retaliate. The problem is everybody's not that way.
There you go.
And you're going to bend the say it to the right person and they're going to retaliate. Everybody's going to respond. Everybody has trigger words that's going to hit them. And for certain men, being called a bitch is one of them.
Facts.
And like I said, I do appreciate both of them. I told them, like, y'all to stand up men for not even reacting, not even playing into it, because a lot of times, like I said, that's what they want is the reaction, but all reactions ain't good because they could have easily went somewhere else.
Yeah.
And then you get the men involved because ain't no man gonna sit there and let a woman get hit on in there. So it would have turned into a whole battle royal. So I give them credit for just taking that hit and letting it go, because at the end of the day, it's just words. At the end of the day, you ain't gonna fight these women. Ain't nobody gonna never let it get that far. So but it's an unfortunate thing, and like I said, it is disrespectful. I wish we could cut it out altogether, but like I said, I didn't even react too much to it because like it's something normal to me.
That's wild.
It is, man. But it's sad. It's like, where are we going? Just like how you were saying the women in Memphis are.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure that's in a few other places too. And just to sit there and think about that these women or raising or possibly raising children and hell grandchildren at some point, you know. So
Right.
it just really makes you think in what direction we're really going with this.
No, the respect, just respect overall with everybody has just
Yeah,
gone out the window. Just social media, just in person, just everything, and there's no love no more. And I don't like I got on some of these Facebook groups and just the way they talk to each other. Like, why is everybody so combative? Like
Right.
everybody's just so ready to engage and argue about every single thing. You can't let nothing slide. Everybody got to retaliate. You got to say something. And I, it's not that serious to me. You know what I'm saying? Especially the internet noise, and then like you were saying, even when they talk to us, call us bitches and stuff. If we say something they don't like, then we either gay, they'll call us gay after that. He's like, there's certain insults that we know we gonna get. They're gonna say we're a bitch, they're gonna say we're gay, or they're gonna say we broke. Those are the top three they're gonna use. When you say anything they don't like, So
yep.
it's like it's a common thing. So it's like not even no point in reacting to it because that's all they're gonna say.
Wow. That
That's
was
a great point.
that was that and I know you're telling the truth because I hear guys say that. She gonna say broke is quick if you
Mm.
don't do what I want, and then gay definitely, and then also bitch. But I also feel like there are some men that are not comfortable with their sexuality, and that's a problem too. So you know what I mean. If you, I think we all need to be honest. I want to move forward with your story because obviously a big part of your story, we were all on a Josh and Shay train because it felt authentic. And then Diamond came with some bones to deliver about the situation with Alexis.
Lex,
Now,
right.
for anyone who did not watch the show, because a lot of our viewers watched this show and did not watch the actual show, Alexis was there initially, and she was a little bit disrespectful in my opinion as well. Very, very, very complimenting Greg's hoochie daddy shorts. Her and the guy that she was with ended up getting into it, and he was physically inappropriate. So
Right.
they got sent home. But before they were sent home, according to Diamond, Alexis alleged that you attempted to have sex with her in the hallway where the cameras were not.
All right.
So I'm gonna let you answer to that. And Diamond came on last night and doubled down.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And
They've been on their whole little PR press tour for the last couple months. But so I'll tell you how the whole thing actually came up. So the whole Alexa told Dime the next morning, all that bullshit. So me and Shay actually is the one that told the whole house that Alexa was in our room that night, and we told them that probably about 2 weeks later. So at that time, nobody knew that she was in our room tonight, whatever. I can't remember what the conversation was, how it came up, but me and Shay told her. Now, what I didn't know at the time is Shay and Diamond had gotten into it earlier that day, or Shay and Aaron, maybe I can't remember. One of them was searching Shay up on Facebook at the house, and they and then they walked up to Shay, asked her about it, and so some little argument kind of happened with them. I wasn't there at the time, so I didn't know anything about it at the time. So later on that night, I'm assuming it's when Diamond called Alexis, and I guess from my understanding, I guess she told Alexis that we was talking shit about her and dragging her name all throughout the house and yada yada. So I guess Alexis was trying to flip the narrative. I guess I don't know their conversation. I'm not gonna sit here and guess what they talked about. So probably after that, Diamond came to me in the room and she told me, hey, I just talked to Alexis. She said if you tried her in the hallway, and I was like, no, that ain't happened like that. I told her, what happened, how the conversation went, and she told me, oh, I thought she was lying, blah blah blah. She leaves out my room, goes straight into Shay's room, and then that's where y'all get the scene where she go tell Shay.
Now,
So,
can
go ahead.
can you bring it back to what actually happened?
Okay, yeah. So as far as the conversation, so yeah, this is after the whole Dominique situation, fighting everything.
Right.
Dominique ended up leaving, so her and Shay was still in the girls' room talking about the whole situation. Which the first night, all the girls was pretty much at that same room. Shay
Okay.
was the only one that was sleeping in my room because Dominique was originally my roommate, so he was gone. So that's why Shay was in my room. So we told her, hey, y'all still talking? Y'all just gonna come to the room, and that's she ended up coming in the room with us.
Okay.
And we still talked about the Dominique situation, talking about just over situations overall. As far as the threesome conversation go, that got blown out of proportion. It wasn't a whole conversation. It was just literally a comment. Now Shay was asleep at this point, so I know a lot of people thinking that Shay was part of this, and it was a whole conversation. Shay had fallen asleep by this point, but she just only made a comment basically saying that she thought she was like, you and Shay, y'all cool. I thought y'all brought me in here to have a threesome or to watch y'all have sex, some shit like that. And that's
Mm.
when I explained to her, like, no, Shay not even in the women, so that ain't even, thing on the radar or whatever. And that was literally how that conversation went. And then, so we did eventually go in high, because we still were talking about Dominique and the whole situation about that. And so I walked in the hallway while I moved some shit to the dryer. And it was literally, we probably was in the hallway maybe 5-10 minutes. So as far as like them saying like the blind spots and all this other shit, there's no way for me to have known it. That was my first day at the house. There's no way for me to know where everything is in the house, where the cameras at in the house, where the microphones at in the house. Now, true enough, I did know it was, it was gonna look kind of weird with us walking out the room on the camera. I like the camera's right there over my bed, the camera and the microphone. So they can hear the entire conversation as far as production goes. They hear all of this. So, like I said, us being in the hallway probably 5-10 minutes max. Back in the room, went to sleep. And so like I said, so a couple weeks later is when me and Shay ended up mentioning it about the and I did tell Shay that next morning about the comment that she had made about the threesome.
Threesome.
But like I said, I knew that there's microphones in the room, so I figured it picked it up and everything. So it's why I went ahead and let Shay know about the whole situation with it.
Smart man, smart man.
Yeah,
Well,
because see, this is what what's frustrating with, you got these other people who are trying to tell my story in the situation, and the problem is them, number one, they don't know the connection me and Shay really have. And like I said, we are very honest and transparent with each other. If somewhere a situation were to happen where I just fucked up like that and actually tried to fuck this girl in the hallway or made a move, whatever the case was,
Yeah.
I would have woke Shay up like, hey, this is what happened last night. I fucked up. Like, this what we need to do about this, because I know it's cameras. It's a way we would have did. Like, there's no way I would have did nothing that fucking sloppy on the first fucking night, not knowing nothing. Like, at the time, we didn't even know they was going home, because when they separated Dominique, they asked Alexis, because Dominique tried to apologize to Alexis that night, and they
Mm.
asked her, did she want to talk to him, and she said that she wanted to wait till the morning until they both sobered up.
okay.
But when production went to tell Dominique that, they didn't tell her the part about waiting till tomorrow. They just said no, she don't want to talk. So Dominique lost his shit all over again,
Wow.
and got all mad all over again, because now at this point he feeling like he was betrayed, and all type of little shit like that. Because I'm guessing he the one brought her on the show, whatever.
Right.
So he was kind of upset about that whole situation, and so like I said, and shit, I don't even know where the time frame was even having time to do shit like that.
Well, let
Like,
me ask you this: Why do you think that? Why do you think that Alexis? Because she confirmed it
yeah,
when
yeah.
Taronda asked her. So when you walked in the hot, first of all, I just my eye, I spied with my big eyes, felt like felt like Alexis and Dominique were both open to other people, right? It didn't feel like their connection was real. I feel like she was low key hitting on Greg in the hoochie daddy shorts. So I was very convinced that she could have been into, when she made the comment about that she thought y'all were wanting her to have a threesome. That probably was like, I'm gonna knock on the door. Are you gonna open the door?
Man, I felt like that's kind of what it was, and that's why I shut it down from the jump. Like, no, Shay not even into women. So that, like, Shay's, and I'm, me and Shay have talked about threesomes before in the past. So I've already tried and tried it with, or at least talked about the possibility of it, and she already let me know like it's not happening. She's not attracted to women like that at all. So that's why I went ahead and shut that down right then and there. I didn't think much of it. Like, I didn't think it was gonna blow up into this big old thing. But I think the reason why Alexis is kind of standing 10 toes down on it, just because from the one conversation I had with her since the show's been airing, is that Diamond just told her a whole bunch of shit that she thought that I said,
Mm,
which I didn't say. So in her mind, she feel like we just been dragging her name for the whole 2 weeks while we've been in the house. And at this point, she can only go by what Diamond's telling her. She's only been there one day.
right.
She don't know this been 2 weeks. She has no idea the shit that's been going on between Shay, Aaron, and Diamond, all the little. She has no idea about this. So she pretty much got thrown into some bullshit unwittingly. And her not being there, not seeing what's going on and knowing what's happening, she
Right.
just kind of easily manipulated in a sense. I don't want to say gullible, but you see how she, and even the whole thing with Dominique, how they got on the lives and did all it, like, somebody tell her something, she'll just do it. She just run with it. Like, she don't really,
Did
I
you
just
feel
have a
like
mind of herself so much.
did you feel like when you went in the hallway with her, could you tell that she was kind of feeling you a little bit?
No, it wasn't even. That's the crazy thing about it. It wasn't no flirting at all in the hallway. Like, we continued our conversation. We still talking about the Dominique thing again, but like I said, we weren't even in that hallway, maybe 5 minutes. Now she did make a comment about her body again, but it wasn't on like trying to show it off or anything like that. It's she you can tell she was very insecure about her BBL. And when Dominique called it out, you can tell that hit a nerve. So
What she
I didn't say it like I don't think she was flirting. I think she just was looking for reassurance because she
what she
probably
say?
hurt her ego.
How did you know
But
she
that's flirting. That's
what she
flirting,
say?
Josh. From a
Well,
woman, that is flirting.
yeah,
When a woman makes a comment, of course she's looking for reassurance, but a man's reassurance is usually going to come with a sexual a pass, right? And
right.
especially when it's obvious, I feel like, and I'm just saying this in my opinion, I could be wrong, but if she threw that out there, it's just like if a man said to me, well, if he mentioned a threesome, and then I was like, no, I'm not into that. And then a few minutes later we go in the hall and he says something about his size.
Right.
Then he's trying me. You feel me?
Yeah, but I mean, but what I'm saying, it didn't go that far for it to even be nothing like that. So there's no way for anybody to take it. She shouldn't have took anything as flirting. I didn't take anything as flirting. And as far as like, if I was just that damn horny, I could just woke Shay up. You know what I'm saying? Like Shay is literally right there. We're in our fucking room. There's no need for me to have sex with somebody else, and Shay is right here. It's no need for it. And so I just think it was just mess. I think honestly, if Diamond would have never called her and tried to start some shit, this wouldn't even been a storyline.
I
Because at the
don't
end of the day, no one knew about this until me and Shay told the house. No one knew about her even being in our room because it wasn't that big of a deal. So I just think she just got thrown into some little petty shit that Shay and them had going on, and she just honestly ended about now. Like I never said anything bad about it. Now I did make a comment about how she kind of over exaggerated the little situation with Dominique, because she did kind of over exaggerate that more than what it was. I know how it looked on TV, but it was definitely if he got villainized for being a DV, she should have been too. That's just how I looked at it. They both was equally wrong in that situation. It wasn't who did it first, who they both was wrong in that situation.
Right. That's fair. So, all right. So let's talk about this. So you guys. So let's move to the conversation that we saw on that virtual finale,
mm,
where you and Shay seemed very hurt. And
Yeah.
it sounds like the way you're talking, where you're sharing with us tonight, is y'all had a real connection. What
Mm.
happened? What happened? And where are you guys at now?
I mean, we still got a good connection. Just at that time, we getting into it, beefing with each other, mad at each other. This was, a few months after the passings and everything and all that, and I did kind of shut out. So it's nothing that she did wrong. It just I just felt like I was just overwhelmed with what I had in my face, and I felt like she wasn't her usual supportive self. Like I couldn't really. I know she said we ain't talked in only 2 times, but that was a straight. So the check-in, it said it was 4 months after the show. It actually was like 6 or 7 months. So we probably hadn't talked about that maybe that month or two before we did that final check-in. We probably didn't talk around that time, but I mean, just mad at each other. And when we got on there, I said something that embarrassed Shay, so she said something trying to, get a reaction out of me. And we actually acted a fool on that damn interview, to be honest. Like I'm glad they didn't show it, but yeah, we just mad at each other and just some shit that was built in, and we just never addressed it the right way. And then it just kind of blew up at the wrong time, which was on the check-in.
mm.
And after that we talked, we got on common ground after that, but yeah, that's just kind of what it was.
So were you date? Or have you guys? But you said that you were dating other people. So were you?
No,
Have you?
I said that to make her jealous, and I did that because right before she maybe a few weeks before that, she posted a picture. She was in Paris acting like somebody flew her out. So that's where a lot of this, that's what all that shit was. So I was like, oh, okay. And so when we got on the thing, and then I seen she kind of threw me under the bus and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay. So yeah, I'm dating somebody. So it's just all that, just being petty with each other. We shouldn't have went that far, but it's just kind of what it was.
I want to ask, what is the age? How old are you and how old is Shay?
I'm 34 now. She'll be 32 in a few days.
Okay, so y'all the same age.
Mm-hmm.
Let me clear this up because a few of the people are asking about the comment that you made about it went both ways. So with Dominique and Alexis. So were you there? Did you see the interaction?
Yeah, so I was in there the whole entire time.
Can you
And
explain to
so
us what happened? Because people are upset.
Oh, like so. That's why I did say how it was confusing to see what was really going on, because at first, they was getting aggressive, getting loud with each other, but they also was laughing at the same time too. And so, to not to take up for Dominique, but the way their dynamic was, it's normal. I've seen it, you know, so I didn't think it is going too far, you know, and the alcohol played into that. But she, he when he said something about the BBL, that's kind of when she lost it, and she kind of went from there. She got to threatening him, talking about she was gonna have a dad and brother come up there to beat his ass, and it was just a whole. It was a lot more to it. She actually swung at him a couple times first before what y'all actually seen on the camera. I think that what y'all saw on the camera, where it looked like she was choking her, like you can see he was actually grabbing her arm because she and I already swung on him a few times at this point, you know, and so you just kind of caught the tail end of that, and but they like she was the aggressive, and then at one point he did try to walk away, and then she followed him around the kitchen. Then it just kind of kept going, and then they kind of separated and laughed around. So it's like, okay, maybe they calmed down, and then you got that little moment, then they pop right back off that fucking fast.
That okay. So you guys hear what he said, because I just wanted to make sure, and that's the thing. Like, I'm definitely all for women. Baby, you want to say hi? You want to say hi? Come say hi. Say hi to Josh in the chat. Say hi to Josh in the chat. Smile.
Hey, what? Hey, can you hear?
Get
Hey,
over
what's
it.
going on now?
Hey, what's going on, man?
How you doing?
Hey, love you, Mo. I love you, Mo.
Let me
Mo, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
don't start. Don't start.
That's my husband, but yeah. So I appreciate you clearing that up, Josh. And I think, like I said, I'm all for women, but I also feel like we have to be honest. And it's like we can't if you are going to be in a man's face swinging on him, and then he retaliates. You cannot play victim when that happens. Like, that won't work. Now, if she did not do that, then he definitely is everything that everybody has called him. But if she did swing on him first, then that's not cool. And it's really not cool for production and the way it was handled.
I'm very shocked at production for
They,
you.
I mean, to their credit, they wasn't in there. They was in the other house, kind of like over there where the boom boom in the garage. So they wasn't over there when it happened. You had that one cameraman in there, but he was kind of going in and out. But the rest of the PAs, produced everything, wasn't nobody in there at the time.
Okay.
And so, and then like I said, it really did go that fast. Like at first, it just like you said, you couldn't really see because even right before it finally got that bad, where I finally pulled them back, like they was just laughing just right before that.
Yeah.
It was just really hard to kind of know because, like I said, this is my first time meeting both of them. I know we all here supposedly meeting for the first time, but at this time, first day, you don't know who actually knows each other for real, who's what. You don't know this, so you try to just gauge it out and see. And like I said, they was laughing, and then it got shit real fast. So it just happened so fast. The production team, they just didn't have time to get there. Everybody else in the house was asleep. Wasn't nobody in there, it was just me and Shay and them two. So it just went real fast. But I mean, they came in there pretty quick. It wasn't as long as how it looked on TV. They got in there pretty quick.
Let me ask you this, because Shay was cool with everybody up until the end. And it seemed like she just had enough of Aaron and Diamond, and she was over it.
Yes,
She was over it. Like, she was not with it. Even when Aaron and Diamond tried to give y'all advice before, they tried to give the whole house advice. Very end, Shay was just over it, over it, over it. What's your thoughts on that? On them trying to be the OG couple to give advice to the younger couples, and then feeling like I didn't like that people were clowning them because of their age, because I think everybody gets older eventually. But do you think they were doing too much?
Well, they got clowned about their age because they wanted to keep throwing it up, but you wasn't acting it. At every opportunity that you had to act your age, you didn't do it. So that's the reason why their age kept getting brought up, because y'all 20. Aaron is down there 20 years older than some of us, close enough, and you ain't acting like it. So that's just kind of where they go. I mean, but everybody, I believe, especially, and you can see it, especially on the last episode. By the time them last few days, that last week, everybody's about sick of their shit, because it just been going on for so long, And the funny thing about it is, them first couple of days, you kind of talk to it, you get in the feel for everybody and stuff, and then you pick on real quick, and you start seeing little shit, and I like, Aaron, he likes to, how I say, talking his parables, and he just say a whole bunch of shit to distract you from whatever the fuck you actually trying to know.
He
And
did that last night.
that's his go-to move, and it works on certain people.
That's
The
what.
problem is it didn't work on nobody in the house. Everybody in the house can see right through that shit, including all the men. So nobody went up to him for advice. None of that. I mean, you in the same boat we in. We all at the house together. You in
Mhm.
the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Your situation ain't together either. So it's like trying to get your advice on certain shit. It's just he a smooth talker. And like I said, as far as us men, we can see through that shit. We're not falling for that shit. So yeah, we hear him talking. You know, we respectful enough to let you talk, but we didn't agree with half of the shit he said. Just he and I don't want to say it's his age, but he has a different mindset. He prefers to be a submissive man. He wants a dominant woman. That's him. That's but the rest of us men, we're not like that. So it's not like we didn't want to hear what you got to say, but we can't relate to what you talking about. We're not on the shit you on. Like that's just not us. And then, like I said, just in everybody's shit, just messy shit. And then he talk a lot. So people, I always say, let them talk. If they talk a lot, they'll tell on themselves. And after a while, he eventually did that, and we caught on to shit. A lot of us caught on to a lot of bullshit that he said, but at the same time, we're not there dating him, so it didn't matter. We didn't care enough like that. The
Yeah.
problem is they just want to keep up the shit. And I mean, they do some weird stuff. Like they searching up, like, why is you looking up Shay in the house? On Facebook, you know, you could have at least asked first. You just up and looking up, and then when you can't find it, then you go up to it about like that's weird,
How'd you
you
feel?
know. And just stuff like that. Now, I know he mentioned some on another interview about the email list that got leaked out and everything, and how he looked up the names and all that. Which I mean, I don't think that was a big deal anyway. If he looked up people, you know, that's not the problem. What the story that he's not telling everybody is he got to question me about Shay because they didn't know that they think that Shay Carter is her real name. They don't know that it's not her real name.
Mhm.
So on the list, they had her real name on there as well. So they thinking that I don't know Shay, trying to see if I'm getting catfish and all this other shit. This is what Aaron's saying. I'm like, no, I know, you know, I know all this about it. It ain't no shit. But that's what he's trying to pry out. Like I said, this was happening at night one night. Early that day is when Diamond, or maybe the day before is when Diamond was also looking Shay on Facebook. So I didn't know this at the time. So when I mentioned it to Shay, I was like, and I wasn't like I'm snitching on these people or something. Like it wasn't that damn deep. But I was like, hey, guess what Aaron said? He thought you was catfishing me. You know, he thought I ain't know your real name, blah blah blah. And I didn't know that Diamond had already looked Shay up. So that set Shay off. And later on at night, we had dinner. Shay just went the fuck off on him. Because at this point, this is his second time doing it. And then the following around the house, he even did that 2 different times, following her around that house. And he keep trying to act like it's production making the scene that way. No, you followed that girl around the house twice. While she's one time while she's on the phone with y'all saying in the bathroom on a friend, and another time we had they gave each of us a phone to do like a video diary. And she was in the room doing it herself, and he behind the bathroom while she in the little closet, he's standing behind the door listening to shit. So he, you know, he kept doing it, you know. So it's they keep saying they don't know why Shay is upset, why she mad, why no, they completely know why this is going on. You know, like they kept fucking with her, and after a while, she just had enough and finally went off on.
Hmm.
On top of the whole, you know, Diamond and Alexis thing, cause see, there was another thing too where we was in the boom boom room when we discussed all this. See, at the time, I didn't know that Diamond had went to Shay, cause like I said, Diamond came to me about the Alexis situation first.
Mhm.
And when I told her what it was, she went straight in there to tell Shay. I didn't know that. And Shay didn't know that she went to me first. So when we in the boom boom, and then she told the extra details got added about the, oh, I tried to fuck in the hallway. That's why Shay was like, no, he didn't tell me that because I didn't tell her that because that's never what it was. This is my first time hearing this shit too. That apparently that I tried to fuck in the hallway. So it did kind of catch me off guard. And at first, I'm not gonna lie, I was looking at Shay like, you know, are you doing this for the camera? What the hell is going on? And then Shay, Diamond walks in. When she walks in, that's when it clicked. Oh, okay. Now I see what's going on. It's some shit set up for TV. Okay, cool. So me and Shay, we talked that night. That's when we discovered, you know, she already came to me. So we figured out, okay, now we see what's going on. Now we know how to move with them. And that's just how it was. We kept our distance from them after that.
I got one last question for you.
Mhm.
Uh, Josh, what about wasn't there a baby? Was there an issue that you guys had to work through in
Oh
your?
no. So regarding my daughter situation, um, so me and Shay wasn't together at the time. So it wasn't I didn't cheat on anything like that. But so like I told you, some years before that, I had moved to Texas. So I was meeting my mom for the first time.
Mhm.
You know, I just grew up never knowing whatever. So around prior to 2018, I ended up coming back to Memphis and you know spending time with my son. I was only planning on being down here for a few months, And so that's why I had a roommate at the time. I just temporarily staying with somebody because I wasn't planning on being here. And then as my son ended up wanting to move in with me, so I eventually got a place to stay. So the day that I moved into my place, that person came over to help me move in and everything. And she basically I got assaulted. I don't want to get, you know,
Okay.
yeah, but it's yeah. So 9 months later I had a baby. So it me telling Shay wasn't more so about, I had a baby on you, but it was like, you ain't gonna believe the type of shit that just happened. And of course, she didn't believe it at first, which was, not. I mean, I don't blame her for not believing, but it was just a situation where I was embarrassed by it, and then trying to tell people what happened, and then everybody laughing at you, saying you're lying, making it up, and it kind of fucked me up a little bit. So, but I did let her know, and like I said, initially she didn't believe it. She was kind of against it. And I just after a while, I guess, once she seen that it really wasn't no secret family type of thing, it wasn't no hidden thing, she kind of loosened up on it a little bit, and we kind of got past that. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's just kind of how they went. So that's why a lot of people are like, oh, she accepted anything. It wasn't that she accepted; she just knew the situation. You know what I'm saying? This is stuff that we talked about. It
Mm-hmm.
just I wasn't when Diamond and Aaron on the scene where they asked at the time I just met them. I'm not coming up to talk to y'all about
Yeah.
that situation.
Yeah.
We did talk about it in production when we did our confessionals and everything. They just, I guess, chose not to air it. But it was just a difficult time for me at that time with that situation. And I mean, nothing against my daughter. It's just an unfortunate situation, the circumstance of how she got here. And and yeah.
Well, babies are a blessing. And I would say to you, Josh, like we said earlier, I did hear a little bit about that, or at least that there was an issue. And so I don't, we're not here to try to push on that. But I would just say to um, make sure that you take care of yourself mentally, and make sure that you're in a good space.
Absolutely.
Babies are a blessing. And taking care of a child, even when they got here in a way that may be not necessarily the way we would want them to, is difficult, but with God all things are possible. So that's a beautiful, continue to love your daughter. And last question, because I know we got another guest that we're getting ready to bring on here. Where are you and Shay now? What's going on?
We're not together as far as relationship wise, but we're still very much close. We still talk on a regular basis. But like y'all was saying, I am at a point, and it's nothing against Shay. She understands, but I'm just at a point where I have to really put me first for a change, which is something I just never did. Like I've let my mental get out of control within the last 5 years. It's just a reality of the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't have no business in no relationship. I guess like I said with the TV show, it was kind of a distraction, honestly, but it was good because the person that I have the closest connection with, I can get to spend time with. So for my mental, that helped me a lot. But the reality of it is when we got done, I had to go back to my life and go back to the shit. And then more shit started happening. So I'm just at a point where I just can't keep putting, things off as far as my own mental health, my regular health. I've had health issues come by. A lot of shit that probably starts with stress and just not taking care of myself the way I should have been. And so I'm just at that point now where it just got to be priority because I do want to be here for my kids. And like I said, just the path I'm going now, if I keep up this, I won't be here. So I just want to change up things and make sure I'm here for them. Like my son, he's starting high school this year. My daughter started kindergarten. So,
Mm-hmm.
I got both sides of the spectrum on this. So I just want to be here and see them grow up. And that's kind of my goal right now, just to make myself better and put myself in a better situation so I can be here for them.
That's what's up.
You'll
That's
do
what's
it.
up.
You'll
We
do it.
appreciate it. We appreciate you coming in. We're gonna say to get last words, but I want to bring your castmate up. We have Chris in the building, so we're gonna bring Chris up.
But
And
here, Suave.
Josh, yes, Chris, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you. What's going on, guys?
What
He
up?
always got
What
that
up?
light skin look on his face.
Josh,
Did
what's
you,
good, nigga?
Josh? Did you say he has a light skin look on his
Yeah,
face?
he got a light skin
Yeah,
face.
I don't know how I got a light skin look when I'm not light skinned.
And you are, Josh.
I
You
know, I know. I just be messing. Hey, Chris, know he my boy. He a pretty boy though. I be fucking with him all the time. That's my guy for real.
He definitely is a pretty boy. I checked out. He definitely is a pretty boy. But we appreciate you coming on, Josh, and please feel free to come back. whenever you have more to share. And I applaud you for working on your mental health.
I appreciate that.
Absolutely. We appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all, man. I enjoyed it.
All right, brother.
All right. All right. We're going to say goodbye to Josh and welcome. Mo, you got to give us a
Chris!
good welcome for Chris.
Mo, what's going on, bro?
What's
Hey,
the word?
Chris, how
What's
you
the word,
doing?
man?
I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling.
Okay, okay.
I like the hair. I like the hair. You let your hair grow out some since the show. It looks nice.
I appreciate it, love. Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, all right.
Okay. Donna D said Chris knows he's a pretty boy. So now, Chris, you know we gonna have a different conversation with you than we did with Josh, because we did not have you guys did not have the same experience on the show. Well, some of it you did, some of it you did, but I guess I'm going to start by saying I do. You know, we definitely have some things we want to ask you about, but we talked to Josh about the fact that there were a lot of um, moments where in this show the women were very disrespectful and to the men, like with words, you know, and Josh and even Greg and myself and Mo have all voiced that we really appreciate and want to commend you for carrying yourself like a gentleman at a time when it could have went very differently when Millie called you out of your name in a situation that, you know, for a lot of men it would have went very, very different.
Right.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I mean, listen, a lot of people, obviously, especially the women, don't like my views, which I don't care because I don't that's not important to me. But um, I don't disrespect women when it comes to calling women names, and I don't argue with women. I don't feel like arguing with women is something that's like a waste of my time. You say something to me, and I did state to all the men when I was on the show, I was like, look, if I got something to say about your girl or to your girl, I'm going to tell you. You can relate the message to your girl. So at the end of the day, it's not like I don't have like, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with nobody from the show. The only person on the show that I didn't like was that Greg's girl, whatever her name is, because and I think, you know what I'm saying, I think it comes from two things. It comes from, number one, she probably dealt with a nigga like me before, and she can't control the type of nigga I am. That's the reason why she kept, as you can see on the show, every time I would say something, she would have a problem because she can't control me like how she was controlling Greg. Greg to me is uh whatever. But and then number two, you know what I'm saying, it's almost like, why why are you always in my, every time I say something, why do you always have to respond or feel a certain way? Because at the end of the day, I'm not here with you. I'm here with Sandia. And at the end of the day, I talk how I talk. You could take it how you want to take it. Anybody could take it how they want to take it. I could care less. So it is what it is.
I'm gonna let Mo ask, but I do want to ask you this, Chris, because I hear what you're saying. You said, you know, really don't care what women think, but I saw on your page that you have such a beautiful relationship with your mom, and you were like, you know, my mother deserves everything, and you have to always, you were encouraging men to really make sure that they value and cherish their mother. And so I'm wondering, because you know, women, you know, I'm a woman and I'm someone's mother, and so you were telling men to be really, really appreciative of their mom. So I'm just wondering, like, why do you feel where's that feels kind of contradictory to say I don't really care what women think. I'm not going to argue with them, but yet your mom, you have so much respect. So I would think most of the time when men have so much respect for their mothers, there are women that they do also have that type of respect for.
Yeah, you're 100% right. There is one woman I have that respect for, and that's Sandia. Um, Sandia is an amazing person. Like, when I say an amazing person, I'm talking about from the bottom of her feet to the top of her head. An amazing woman in every way, shape or form, inside on the outside. For me, when it comes to women, I don't think women have any value at all. I think in my eyes, a woman is just a woman. You're not a unicorn, you're nothing special. So at the end of the day, now if I spend time with you, And when I spend time with you, you show me that you do have value and you show me consistency. Same way I have to show you consistency. It's not just a one-way thing, right? Then it's gonna build the value. I'm gonna start trusting you, believing in you. I'm not the type of guy that's like trusting women in 3 months. How am I going to trust you in 3 months? I haven't even met you in real life. How am I going to trust you in 3 months? So when I got on the show first day and everybody's like, oh, this nigga crazy. I'm like, all right, cool. Y'all could think I'm crazy. But at the end of the day, prior to the show, I'm talking to like 7 women and I talk to a lot of women. You People get mad at a man that talks to a lot of women, while majority of women, whether they're in relationships or marriages, have always has a nigga hiding in the closet somewhere. At least a couple of niggas to do shit for them. So at the end of the day, it's like, yo, like, so what if I talk to other women? If I'm in a complete relationship, like where you're exclusively my woman, right? And I tell you, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here just talking to 1,000 different women. That's a little bit different. Although I don't really care about being in a relationship with nobody because I'm not really in the relationship mindset right now, right? But with that being said, women women hate me on the show because they can't control the type of man that I am. Women like men that they can control. You can't control me. That's it.
Mo. So I don't want. I feel like whatever I say is we're going. Because I don't think as a woman I don't want a man that I can control.
Well,
Um,
here's the thing, and the mother thing, and women do tend to do this. I hear women say if he treats his mother, this way, then he'll treat. I've always disagreed with that. It's a different dynamic. He's not trying to sleep with his mother.
Completely different.
Right. So
Completely different.
I will say women need to get rid of that narrative. I always thought that was stupid. But at the same time, I think your energy and I mean you're a confident guy, right? And and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think it teeters on going a little past that before like I get the theory of I don't know you, I don't know me, but I mean you don't know what I don't know to trust you, so on and so forth. But I think you lead with that, opposed to keep it to yourself, wait to see what happens. I think when you lead with that, that's when it comes off. That's the energy women are feeling. You're leading with that, opposed to you don't have to make any announcements if that's the way you feel. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do at the end of the day. But when you lead with that, just like when me and Crystal always tell them, when women lead with that boss persona, it comes off a different way. And I think that's what the women are feeling.
woman
Does
is
that
like
make sense?
I'm an independent female. It's like
Yeah.
So I do feel like because I didn't necessarily have the issue. The only issues that I think for me as a woman, I can only speak for myself. Um, I think just even the conversations about, I have all these different women. Usually, that's fine, but you don't have to say it. If you're saying it for a reason. You want me to know, and you want to see how I'm reacting to it. And then if I give you a reaction,
No, not necessarily.
okay, I'm open. So you explain.
Nah, so if I'm okay, for example, if I'm saying the things that I said first episode, that doesn't mean that I'm trying to tell you anything because these things were said prior to the show. There's a lot of things on the show that you guys did not see. There's a lot of things that were not aired. Um, Once again, Sandia is my favorite person on this planet besides my mother. So I will never say anything bad about Sandia because there's nothing bad to say about Sandia. Sandia is literally if I bring a woman, every woman that I've dealt with close to perfect, it will probably be Sandia at the top of that list, right? So with that being said, I didn't say I'm sorry. Hold on. My light. Give me 1 second. All right. So the things that I said were not because I was trying to get her to hear something or trying to get a reaction. It was not that. We were having a conversation amongst men, and we were having a conversation about women and all that stuff, and everybody went around the table and said how they feel about women. The only reason, obviously, mine was aired is because mine is the most controversial statement. Obviously, the most controversial statement is always going to be the one that's aired because I was the only one at the table that do not believe that women are valued like that. I don't value women. I don't value something that I don't even know. Why am I valuing you for? When, like it's just like women are able to say, just like how Josh just said, oh, if I don't like this nigga, he's broke, he's this, he's that. Women are able to say that freely and have no backlash. Why is that? Just if a man say he doesn't value women, he's a bad guy. I mean, it is what it is. But at the end of the day, I only respect and value a woman that has been around me and that has shown me that I could respect and value her. Besides that, a woman off the street that I'm talking to, I will never be disrespectful to you. I never curse out people or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if I'm going to get into a situation with you and you think you're just going to be like, oh, you're the prize, that's another thing. You're the prize. No, you're not. You're just a woman. That's it.
See, that's the thing, that you're just a woman. I
Yeah.
think that devalues, I think that's where it becomes you're just a woman. It's very dismissive. Like,
But dismissive how?
because you're just a woman. It's just like, okay, we have the social thing, men and women's, and obviously you already stated that men, that you felt like women are, or sort of, that women are not equal to men, right?
They're not.
Now,
They're not.
this is what I would say. It's, what do you value? Like, if a man does A, B, and C, and a woman does these other three things, they might not be the same things, but it's equivalent to the same value, especially if you're going to have a partner. So at some point, you're telling me that it changes once you have respect for them, or
Of course.
so you already, first you limited them. You put a limit to what they are until they show you something.
Yes.
But to them, it's like, who are you to show me for me to show you anything? You just good.
That's the thing. I'm just a man as well. I'm not special. That's the point.
Right.
I am just a man. I've never stated anywhere on that show that something about me is more special than any other man or any other human being. What I'm saying in a whole is that we're all human beings. And theory, women seem to think that they are better than men. That has been all across the board since the beginning of time. Women seem to think that they are better than men. Bro, I live in Miami, Florida, bro. I live in one of the most toxic cities, man.
Right,
so
right.
If you talk to me about women, you ain't talking. Now, if you're talking about women in Europe, women overseas, I treat those women completely different. But I live in Miami. Women do not show you anything of positivity here. This is just a whole bunch of negative women.
But
So
say
at
the
end of
women
day,
in Miami, though. That's not what you said. Number one, that's not what you said. You didn't say, you said women. You generalized women.
Yes, I am generalizing women. Yes,
But
but
you
there
just
are
said the
women.
women in Miami.
But
So
there
now,
are. I'm generalizing all women. But there are women in the world that are better than other women. Just like there are men that are better than other men.
so
But
which
at the
one
end of
is
the
it?
day,
Let me ask you this, Chris. What is it? What is it that women are doing that you feel like is, because you said there's a lot of negative women. What are some of the behaviors that you're responding to that makes you feel like women are, I guess, overvalued and overappreciated? Because it seems like you have there's some negative behavior that irritates you or that has caused you to have this outlook.
what are the negative behaviors? Women seem to always think that they're above other people. Number one, women seem to think that a man needs to have or needs to do 1,000 things. Their list is always 1,000 to be with them. I've seen several men that are just trying to have a simple conversation with a woman get shut down just because he doesn't buy her a drink or he's not spending money on her. Women are very materialistic. Women are survivalists. Women are opportunists, majority of them. So that is what I know. And I'm speaking from my experience.
Yeah,
Another man cannot get on here. Another man can get on here and say something completely different. But I'm
Right.
speaking
so
from
you're
my
speaking
experience.
from your experience, which is cool. What did she do to you, though?
Who's she?
I don't know. You tell me. That's why I'm asking. It's a she. This is coming from somewhere. You said your experience. Who is she, or what was she to you? Because even on the show, you admitted to.
Oh, you're talking about my 8-year ex?
Yeah, was she the one that put this on you,
Nah, man.
or is this stuff you watching?
It's a nah. Watching, no. Watching something can't really alter my mind. It's experiences. It's life experiences.
So
I've had, okay, so I'm gonna give you a little
okay,
background about me.
okay,
Um, I've been in 3 major relationships in my life, right?
okay,
I've been in, one was 2 years. The first one was 2 years. Second one was 8. Third one was 2.5.
okay.
Um, the first relationship was amazing. The girl was amazing. She was also a Haitian girl. Amazing girl. Will never take anything from her. I treated her like crap. I was horrible in that relationship. Second girl, which was the 8-year relationship, it was cool the first 3 years. And then after that, it was just the first thing to why the relationship took a turn is because she cheated. She cheated, right?
Here we go. Okay,
Caught her cheating. She went on a little trip. Then she was on a trip with a nigga, right? So blah blah blase blase. Then the cheating happened again 2 more times, right?
Oh,
So with that being said, that obviously when you're into a what at the time when you're into something serious with somebody, I have, mind you, her son is like my son. Her
okay,
parents love me like another son,
okay.
type shit. So it's like I'm not just in a relationship with her. I'm in a relationship with her son, and also I'm in a relationship with, not in a relationship, but I have a whole friendship with the whole family.
I
You know
got
what
you.
I'm saying? So now when you're in a situation with that, and then that woman just, completely takes a 360 when you're putting your all into a relationship, and then that woman just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I found some other nigga that blase this and this, because I don't want to go too much into that. But when a woman just bounces on you, right? For now, mind you, nobody's perfect. I'm not perfect, right? But I could tell you this: the relationship didn't take a turn because I messed it up, because I didn't do anything. The first, not anything, but I didn't do anything. The first thing that happened is that she cheated. Then we got over it, and she cheated again. After the second time, I started cheating as well. So
mhm.
that's
Okay.
how. That's
Why
how.
didn't you break? Why didn't you leave the relationship when you caught her cheating, as opposed to starting to cheat yourself? Why
Hmm.
didn't you just say, you know what, she's not worth it, I'm out?
Is it?
Nah, I was dumb. I was dumb. Dumb.
How
That's
long
just
were
it.
you at that
You
time?
in love.
How long were you at that time?
How old was I?
Yeah, at the time
Oh,
of
at the time. At the time. Yeah, yeah.
the,
Shit. Let me think about it.
the first cheating situation.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think. Damn, I think like 20, like 26,
Mm.
25, 26,
All right, now we getting into it. Okay,
25, 26. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Now,
So then you feel me? Like when that happens, it's like, all right, cool. But to answer your question, Chris, I'm sorry. To answer your question was that yeah, trust me, I was dumb. I was dumb. I mean, I can't really call that nothing else. I was dumb, and I was also thinking like, damn, like I have a lot of things with this girl. I got, her son is like my son, like her family. It was more than just a normal, I'm just fucking with you, and there ain't nobody. I don't know your family. You don't know mine. You know what I'm saying? Like it was
dog,
like all in.
women know that. You don't have to. Women know
Yeah,
because they do
yeah,
it all
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
time, and they were in love, and you were in love. You felt it. You were close to the family.
yeah, yeah,
Women
yeah, yeah,
do
yeah.
that all the time, so they
Yes,
know
sir. Yes, sir.
when you're saying it. They get it. They just don't hear that from men a lot. That's why it sounds foreign. They don't get that from men,
True.
and
That's
we
true.
try to tell them we love, we feel, we do all these things too.
Of
Well,
course.
the fact that we don't express it and say that we're hurt or I was attached to this and this bothered me, they tend to think that it doesn't bother us because we're not vocal about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So they get it. They just don't think that we got it.
yeah. I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
that's true. That's very true. Because I appreciate him saying that, because I don't think I've heard a man vocalize. Well, I have heard men. I've heard men tell me that after the girl messed up, like one of my good friends, his wife cheated, and he was really upset because he was close to the daughter and she destroyed the relationship with the daughter. Like she didn't want him to, she took the daughter away from him and he had
Yeah.
really gotten attached to the child.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was, so I have heard that, but I haven't heard a man articulate that part of his reasoning for staying was also because of the child. Like, and women definitely do that, but there's just a disconnect with men and women to where we don't feel like, most men don't articulate their hurt. They
Right.
just start hurting us. So,
Right.
and vice versa. Right.
Right.
So
Right.
I think like what happened, you were very honest. You like the first girl, you were probably young. Cause if you were 25, 26 with that one,
Yeah. Yeah. I was like 17.
so you hurt her, but you didn't, but then when it comes back around, it's like, oh, I don't like how this feels. I got to figure out how to make sure this never happens again. And it's a cycle that we all do
There we go.
each other. But
Yeah.
I think,
Unfortunately, it's a human thing. You feel me?
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. But I think like, I guess, the better thing, and I don't know if we can, as we elevate, because obviously I hear what you're saying, but as far as not valuing women and whatever until they get to a certain place. But there has to be something else there, because I've looked at your page and I also see the way you didn't. There was some respect there, even if it was for Greg, or if it was for the house or for yourself, to why you didn't speak to a woman with disrespect that was disrespecting you. So there's good.
Because I'm sorry to cut you off. I
No,
don't do that though. That's the thing.
yeah.
See, look, people, and I can't see the chat, but I'm pretty sure people are probably saying a lot of things about me. But it's okay because I'd rather be hated than liked. I never cared about being liked, right? So probably that's another reason why I am the way that I am. I have never ever been in a situation where you can't find this on me at all, where I've called a woman a whole bunch of names. I was like, yo, I'm talking to her, mind you, and what was not aired on the show, once again, this is where this is very kind of, you know what I'm saying, like on Greg's part, like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying, like, why did you even, Greg comes to me and he asks me, yo, can you do me a favor, bro, talk to Millie for me so I could squash the beef, right? At the time, Greg, I'm cool with Greg at the time. So I'm like, yeah, bro, of course, I'll talk to her. You feel me?
Mhm.
So I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah. So he sets it up. I didn't care about talking to your girl. Like I was just gonna let that, whatever. And he sets it up. So I'm like, okay, cool, yeah, yeah. For you, if you want me to talk to your girl, I'll talk to your girl for sure. So I sit down and I'm talking to her,
Mhm.
and she's trying to get the thing is that she's trying to get a reaction out of me. And like I said, she doesn't like, because I'm pretty sure, and a lot of people have said it, she probably dealt with a guy like me because she controls Greg like Greg is a PS5 game, right? You can't do that with me. Like that will never happen. No woman. So at the end of the day, I sit down with her. I'm like, okay, cool. So let's talk, right? So blah, blah, blah. Start talking, and then I'm like, so you felt like what you said was, what I'm saying, like was necessary for you to say all that stuff. Like I've never called you out your name. I'm never in your business. I don't even care about nothing y'all got going on.
Mhm.
Period. Right? And she was like, yeah, I think it was necessary. Because if you can see in the show, although there were other instances, if you can see in the show, every time I talk, she got something to say, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So after she said, yeah, you're still you know what I'm saying? So I just got up and I walked away. That's
Yeah.
it. This girl I went all the way to the pool room. This girl followed me all the way over there.
That made it worse.
Yo, just to come, oh, you're ugly. Oh, you're this and you're broke. And the same shit Josh just said. I'm like, you met me 3 days ago and you know I'm broke. You know nothing about me.
Yeah.
But I'm
Do you think
okay.
do you think that maybe she was attracted to you? And I think Millie is an attractive girl and she probably expects men to be attracted to her. So maybe she was attracted to you. No?
I think what I think is that I mean, I'm not gonna say that your point wasn't something that ran across my mind because I really wanted to say, I'm like, do you like me or something? Why are you always in my business? Do you like me?
Mhm.
Whatever you may say about me, you must like me.
Right.
But I think it's a plethora of things. You feel me? I think it's uh it could be that. It could also be that she just wants a guy or Greg to maybe act the way that I do, but Greg is more on the soft side. Like for me, it's like there was no point of you always being in my business. I don't
Mm.
really like to talk too much about other people, you know what I'm saying? And especially when it comes to that girl, Greg's girl, um like that's the only person in the house that I could care less about. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else I'm cool with. I have favorites. I have favorites. Like
Let me ask you this real quick,
yeah.
Chris, because what's interesting to me is I feel like out of everybody in the house, I did not like. I thought Sienna. I'm glad that she was at. They went home. That was crazy to watch. Like the part that we saw, right?
Right.
Her
Yeah.
going so hard, and I'm sure she has trauma. Everybody has trauma at some point, but that's not
Hmm.
an excuse for that behavior. But Jody's behavior, and we got to go backwards and ask you about how y'all got here, but we just jumped in. Jody's behavior towards Aaron was disgusting. She was so mean to him.
Woo!
She was disrespectful to him. And you had to see that, right? And you're saying
Yeah.
like, okay, Greg was soft. Nobody was as soft as Aaron towards Jody. But did
Hmm.
you not feel like she like did you ever check her and be like, damn, like you're cool with me, but why you gotta treat him like that? That
I
was the
mean,
disrespectful part.
um, so I'll say this, right? Uh, I don't know. I think they showed it on the show because I don't remember if I watched every single episode of the show, but I watched majority of them. I
Mhm.
think they showed it in the show. There was an episode where I was like, "Yo, I don't like the way she's treating you." Blah 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 blah. You know
It
what I'm
was.
saying? Like Aaron, yo, no matter what anybody may think about Aaron, Aaron is one of my favorite people in the house. You know, I got Brandon being number one, Aaron being number two, Jody being number three. Those are my three favorite people in the house, right? So now, with this being said, although Jody treated Aaron very bad, like very bad, and I didn't like it at all. We had the whole group of men. We got together, and then he. I don't know if you guys knew, but he was my roommate. He was my roommate, right? So I literally went in the room one time, and they had the camera people run inside to hear the conversation. I was like, bro, listen, bro, I don't like the way you're being treated at all, bro. Because I was like, you're doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like you're treating her with the utmost respect. You're always there for her, and all she does is when she sees you is she acts like she's disgusted by you, as
Yeah.
if you are some, you know what I'm saying? Like you, like number one, like as if you're the ugliest nigga on this planet, and you're not ugly, bro. You could get girls at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, bro, you got to start, and this is probably another reason why I'm the way that I am, because women tend to run men over that have those personalities. You're all over her. You put her up on a pedestal. They tend to run you over because women, when they're in the position of power, they abuse their power majority of the time, right? So with Aaron, I told Aaron, I was like, bro, you got to start, bro. Like, just, you know what I'm saying, vibe off her, bro. When she talk to you, ignore her. Bring her back to your world, nigga. Show her that you the man. Like, he was acting too docile. He was being too soft. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously you can tell with a girl like Jody, she doesn't really relate to a man that's particularly like Aaron. But besides that, Aaron is an amazing, amazing person. I love Aaron. That's my boy. So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Things happen. Just like things happen with me, things happen, I'm pretty sure, with you guys in the past, with everybody that's on this live. Things
Right.
Yeah.
happen with a girl. You know what I'm saying? You just pick up and you move on.
I want
Yo,
to say
here's
real fast.
uh,
I'm a run to use the restroom real fast, but
Yeah.
I just want to clear something up because you just said that when women are in a position of power, they always abuse it, and
They abuse the majority of the time.
majority
I
of
didn't
the
say
time,
always. Yeah.
right? You did. I stand corrected, but I just want to say, as a woman that's worked in entertainment for 20 years, I can assure you, and I think we've all seen some things on the in social media and on the news recently from the Me Too movement that have shown us that when men are in power, a lot of times they abuse it as well. And
oh yeah.
there are horrific examples, one of which we just saw with Diddy and Cassie, of how men abuse power. So I think that we cannot make assumptions that women are the only ones that when they're in power are abusive, because some of the things that I could tell you that I have seen myself have been disgusting. And it's just and they are towards women from men that are in power, right? So I think that maybe power corrupts. There's a lot of people feel like power is a corrupting thing, period. But I just wanted to make sure I said that, because that was kind of like a trigger for me, because I've seen firsthand what happens to so many when a man is in power and has money, and is one of those men that's not docile, and you're going to do, and that is not, it's not solely indicative to women in power. We just have to say that
That's a good point.
across the board, power can corrupt in the wrong hands, and those wrong hands can be male or female, but it just definitely
I
goes across the board.
I totally agree with you. Once again, I'm not saying that all women abuse power. What I'm saying is that in a spectrum of men and women, I feel like women, when they're in a position of power, is abused more versus a man. For example, perfect example. This is why this saying is popular. My money is my money. Your money is our money. Okay, now relating to that, right? When a man becomes rich and successful, right? A man is able to take care of his woman. Majority of men are not going to um, belittle you when they become rich and powerful or successful, whatever the case may be, right? So if a woman, because a man is naturally in your DNA, naturally for you to take care of a woman, anyways, right? Majority of men, at least, not all. We all know that. But when a man becomes successful, he's okay with, and he's happy with being able to pay the bills, take care of you, buy you what you want, this and this. And that man is not necessarily trying to talk down to you just because you're at home and you're washing dishes and you're doing whatever you're doing as the woman's role, right? Versus the woman, when she has money, guess what she does? Oh, nigga, you're broke. Why the hell you in my house? Men get kicked out. Men this, men that. Because women are not supposed, that's not your role. So that's why when women, like how I think Mo said it earlier, or maybe you said it, boss this, boss that, or something like that. Women that tries to act like they're boss this, boss that, yo, get out of my face. I don't want to talk to you. You're boss this, boss that. No, I don't need that. You're not the boss of nothing. So that's just how I see it. That's just me. But at the end of the day, that's just how I feel about stuff. So
Yeah.
it is what it is. Yeah.
He has some points in there. I ain't going. He has some points in there.
Chris, how did you and Sandia, because this show we kind of called bull on the show, and a lot of reasons, because it's just hard to think that people could be dating and not see each other in today's world, right? Especially with everybody has access to everything. You know what I mean? There's a lot of access. Most people can afford to make if someone's a priority, they can figure out how to get to them. So how did you and Sandia end up on the show, and why hadn't you guys met prior to the show?
I hit her up on Instagram. That's how we got it. Wait. I mean, well, I hit her up on Instagram not to get on the show, obviously. It was way before I even found out about this show. But I love women who work out, obviously. I work out a lot. She works out a lot. So I saw her. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, cool. She's Haitian. She's Caribbean. I love Caribbean women. I just love their values. You know what I'm saying? So I hit her up. I was like, hey, what's up? Blah, 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 blah. She ignored, I think, like the first three messages. And then I was like, okay, cool. So I left that alone. And then she wrote me back probably like a week later or something like that. And then I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, all right, well, get ready. I'm gonna come pick you up and take you out. And she was like, no, I don't go out with guys that I just met. I don't go out with guys that I just met on Instagram. And then eventually I got very busy because, well, you guys don't know what I do, but I do so many things, like from product modeling to print modeling to a lot of things that has to do with modeling, right? So I got busy and I started doing a lot of modeling. And then I was on a diet majority of that time. So when I'm on a diet, I don't tend to go out because I don't want to drink. I don't want to do any of that. So I stay home. I cook my food, and that's it. That's all I do, right? So it was just and then she's a nurse. So it was just hospital, nighttime shift. It was just a hard time to meet up. So eventually I found out about the show, and I was like, yo, and I hit up and I was like, yo, we should hit up this show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be a dope way to meet, blah, 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 blah. And then she was like, what is it about? Because remember, Sandia is very like more introverted than I am. Obviously, I'm very extroverted. She's very closed in. So I had to explain it to her, and I was like, "Yo, let's get on the show." She was like, "All right," and I was like, "All right, well, let's, you know, what I'm saying, we got to do this little interview," and then eventually we did the interview and we got on the show. That was really it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you think that anything that you said, because I think, obviously disagreeing with the feedback from the other women in the house, it was not important because you weren't considered, weren't interested in them. But do you think that when you watched it or even being there, anything that you said bothered Sandia? And if so, how did that make you feel?
Great question.
I think probably practically everything that I said. I mean, I'm pretty sure from you guys watching the show, you see that. Okay, so I'm gonna be honest with you. At first, I didn't care as much, right?
Okay.
I didn't care as much as first. Now, me and Sandia are always together. Sandia right now is actually travel nursing right now. She's in Nebraska, so she's not here, right? So, but when she's here, like I said, like that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite people on this planet. So it's like now, you know what I'm saying, whatever she needs, I got her. You know what I'm saying? Like money, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I already took her on 2 trips. We've already been on 2 trips. So I was like, Sandia is Sandia. If I had to marry a woman, like if you ask me right now, if you had to marry a woman, what woman would it be? It would be Sandia. She's the perfect ideal of a wife. So she's
That is
great.
beautiful, Chris. But it's funny the way you said it. Like if I had to marry a woman.
Yeah. No, because I said it earlier. I'm not on the relationship tip right now. Right now, I'm just focused on building businesses. I just got my first Airbnb, so I'm more into that right now. I look, listen. I love to travel. If you see my page, I've traveled over 37 times in 2023. So I have to have a lot of money to keep up with the things that I want to do. So I'm always in the mind frame of money, money, money. I wake up and it's money, and I'm also a big like my mom, right? It hurts me if my mom asks me for something and I can't do it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to money, if my mom needs anything, it's almost like I have to have the money. So my mindset is always on money.
Mm-hmm. How old are you?
I don't like telling people my age, but 34.
Why don't you like telling people your age?
It's modeling stuff.
Yeah, I just don't like people to know
You know
my
what I'm
age.
saying?
Okay. I get it. I don't think that'd be an issue because men definitely don't get charged with age as much as women. So I think
No, yeah. That's true. I feel you on that.
I got a question. So I want to go
Yo,
back to Jody for a minute, right?
yes,
So
sir.
if you saw that possibly Millie, the way she was acting towards you, maybe she liked you, it kind of crossed your mind for a second. Then you had to know that Jody liked you.
Nah, Mo.
Nah,
Mo.
nigga.
Mo. Listen,
Nigga.
bro.
Nah,
Mo,
nigga.
listen to me. Listen to me,
Nah.
homie. Listen to me, bro. Listen to me right quick. Listen. With the utmost respect, man. I understand you guys' point of view watching the show, right?
Mhm.
You're watching something that you were not physically there. So remember, as every cast member that's been and by the way, I love you guys' show. Probably the best streams and live that I've seen. That's the reason why I decided to write you. Y'all shows is dope. I just like the way you guys are. Your chemistry is dope. You're welcome, man. So with that being said, when you're on the show versus when you're watching the show, it's two completely different vibes. It's two completely different things.
Okay.
Just like how Josh was saying, like things could be edited to look that way. I'm not going to say that the way you were thinking is like, oh, it was like a crazy train of thought. No, it was not, right? Because it was painted that way. But me and Jody, so when I first got there, and I sat down on that table and I was talking to everybody, right? The girls, after I was done saying what I was saying, every girl was like, this about the girls attack me basically, right? But I'm used to that because I do this damn near everywhere I go. Girls want to talk to me, so when I sit around the table and I talk, girls are like, man, this guy here is crazy, right? So with that being said, they attacked me, right? Jody was like, but he kind of have certain points, this and this and that. That was the only that was when we started. Like I was like, oh, okay, cool. One girl that kind of agrees with me, but it was never anything sexual. It was never anything like, damn, like, I'm trying to smash. Like, nah, it
Maybe
wasn't like
not
that.
you. You don't
No,
think
no, 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 no,
me?
no, no. No, it wasn't like that, Mo. It wasn't like that on her part either, sir. It
Okay.
really wasn't.
Okay.
We just had a vibe, bro. Like you've never met. Although I don't believe, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't believe that an attractive female and an attractive male could remain friends for too long.
You
If
don't
I
think?
find if I find a woman attractive, I'm eventually gonna smash. Especially if you let me, like, give me the chance, I'm smashing straight up, right? But with that being said, I was not thinking about anything about Jody on the show. Jody was just somebody that I was like, damn, like, we're cool. So every time you guys seen us interact, it made it look like, they like each other. But giving you my honest truth. And as you can see, one thing about me is that I pride myself on being honest. Jody did not like me, and I did not like Jody. We
I don't
did
think
not
you
like
like
each
Jody
other.
like that. I don't think you like Jody like that. Do you think that Jody likes Sandia?
Here we go. Come on. Come on.
I'm just saying because Chris, like, I mean, you gotta give it to me because
Yeah.
she
Okay.
claimed she acted like when Aaron put a kiss on her forehead that she had been violated beyond, and I actually felt for her because of course anybody that has gone through sexual assault, that's a horrible thing.
Right.
But what you're not going to do is play in my face and say that I have boundaries and I don't like sexual contact because, and then you just made a small suggestion and she tongue Sandia down. And Sandia didn't necessarily give her any. Sandia didn't give her any. At least from what we saw, we didn't. And I just don't. From what we saw, Sandia, I believe that she is as sweet and as kind as you say. I don't believe she gave Jody any signals that she wanted to be tongued down like that.
Nah, 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 nah. Hell no. Nah, she
So
ain't
I'm
give no
saying,
signal.
I'm asking you, just to be honest, like how the hell does she go from having all these boundaries and being not sexual to be, I mean, her eyes lit up. So I'm just saying, if she didn't like you, did she like Sandia?
I mean, listen, I've never had this conversation with her, right? So if you're asking me if I had this conversation with her, as in, like, if I asked her, did you like Sandia? We
I'm
never had this
asking, what do you
conversation.
think? I'm asking, what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I think that, yeah, Jody would have smashed if Sandia was that type of girl. Yeah,
Thank you. So
yeah.
maybe she's just not, maybe she was into both of y'all, and maybe she was just sexually attracted to Sandia and just
And
emotionally.
she was hoping you was going to jump in. Stop
Nah,
playing.
man. Nah, man. Nah, 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 nah. None of that, bro. None of that. None of that. I was just, man. Listen, bro. Majority of the show, niggas was just chilling, bro. I was not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would have conversations with the guys. There's a lot of things you guys didn't see. We
Yeah.
went to the gym. We had a little gym. We went to the gym a lot, damn near every day. Baby Aaron, Brandon, and Greg. We went to the gym damn near every day, right? So
Mhm.
it's like it's a lot of conversations that you didn't see. But when it comes to, like, the house, we was just chilling. You guys would always sometimes see me in the back hugging on Sandia. I'm in the background though. It's like I'm not really the type of nigga that's gonna be like, I don't feel like I gotta kiss you in front of everybody for it to look like, oh, Chris is a sweet romantic guy. I don't really need to do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is.
Do you think that maybe because you weren't attracted? I don't feel like, this is just Crystal's opinion. I don't feel like you were attracted to any of the other girls in the house.
Nah, I wasn't.
Right.
I got that. So
Yeah.
so I feel like if she was attracted to you, it would have probably not even gotten through because that's so not what you're into.
Yeah.
So, I feel like maybe that could be the disconnect because the way you can see a lot on television as far as like the way people look at people, right? It's not necessarily about interaction. Sometimes it's just the energy that you feel. So her energy towards you specifically was very different. We definitely got that she was disgusted with Aaron. And even when Josh was like, well, I don't think it was that way. I didn't have to see all the camera edit because I could tell that she was disgusted from the way she looked at him. I don't know what it was about him. you know, we have theories. Everybody has theories, but whatever it was, she was she was disgusted and disrespected him. But she was very fond of you. So whether that was in a sexual way or not, but I think because that's just so far from what you would be attracted to, you might not have even been receptive to it.
Yeah. I mean, and I agree with what you're saying when it comes to Aaron. Um, Once again, you know, Aaron, I don't understand why she was so disgusted by Aaron. That's the first thing, right? Yo, Aaron is like, that nigga's cool as fuck. You know, Aaron is a cool dude. Aaron is always like, who don't want to be around a nigga who's always positive? Nigga's always positive. He wakes up with a positive mindset. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I was kind of confused to why were you so disgusted by Aaron, because you spoke to Aaron. I don't know. I don't remember how long they spoke before meeting, but you spoke to Aaron via video, via text, via phone call, and you were able to see him. So it's like if you could see him, like Aaron don't look different than what he look on his Instagram. So if you could see the nigga, why when the niggas in front of you, the nigga became so, you know what I'm saying? I don't
Because I feel like she's playing in our face. But let me ask you this: everybody felt like, a lot of people felt like, and it's not, again, I am not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I have, you know, whatever your sexual orientation is good. We all should be able
Oh
to do
God, here we
what.
go.
But I mean, Chris, I just have to ask the question.
Hey,
Come
I ain't gonna
on,
hold you. That's what I think.
come on.
That's what I think, Chris. I ain't gonna lie. I think when she got there, she read it in person and it turned her off. She couldn't really pick it up on camera, or she wasn't sure. But when she got there and had the accoutrement board or whatever it's called, that's when she knew. She was like, oh, and she was disgusted. That's my personal opinion.
So you think, all right. So you think that, so basically, what you're telling me is that you think that when she met him in person, she was turned off because she thought automatically that he was gay.
Yeah, that's just my. This is
I
just
think that she already knew he was gay. I don't think that. I think that she could tell it on video chat. I have never met him in person, but watching him on television, that's what I would think. And I have a lot of friends that I've had friends come out to me. I have had friends, and sometimes people don't even know if they are, or they're in denial. But and he may not be. This is just Crystal's opinion, and it's not a negative thing at all. But I feel like when watching him, I feel like he comes across like somebody that is trying to date a girl and really doesn't want to date girls, but really internally doesn't want to date girls, but he's trying to do it because that's what he thinks is the right thing to do. But if you really, really, really talk to him and he was honest, he would really tell you that that's not really what he wants.
All right. So personally, I I've never spoken to Aaron about his sexuality, right? Um, Aaron has a lot of female mannerisms,
Right.
which for majority of people, which is the reason why I'm saying, like, I understand why you guys feel the way that you feel.
Right.
You know, it's not to me, it's not really something that I've seen a lot growing up as a boy with men with female mannerisms. You know, I was always around men who are very, very manly. So, but we live in 2024. Remember this. We live in 2024. They saying the 1960s. You feel me? So it's like, now, do I think Aaron is gay? I can't really tell you that. I don't know. Could Aaron be gay or could Aaron be bisexual? Of course. Could Aaron be completely straight and like only women? Yes. But with that being said, I can't really tell you. Okay, so the reason why I can't tell you, although he may have female mannerisms, Aaron has never displayed any, like, you know, like for me, if I'm in a house with you for a month, because we was there for a month, if I'm in a house with a gay nigga, let's just say a nigga that actually, like, you know what I'm saying, like niggas, right? There was a lot of time when we were off screen. Like when I say off screen, unmiked, that he just never tried nothing with nobody. Or even gave you, like, the nigga never got close to your face or try to, you know, looking like he might try. So I can't tell you the answer. But listen, if Aaron is gay, let's just say Aaron is gay or bisexual, that's still my nigga. That nigga's just a good nigga. He's a good nigga.
And he's our nigga too.
Yeah.
We
Yeah, that's
like
my
it.
nigga.
We have
Which is
no
saying
problem.
why she might not like, you know
Yeah.
what I'm
No,
saying?
no, no, no. Yeah, Mo. Yeah. Mo. I hear you, bro. I hear
Yeah.
you. I
He,
definitely agree with you guys. I agree with you guys because I don't think Jody likes. Jody comes from Chicago. Those girls usually like niggas that are rough.
mm-hmm.
So you know what I'm saying? So like with Aaron, he's not rough at all. So obviously with that, and then with him having certain female mannerisms, that's gonna throw everything off. So that's
Yeah.
the reason why I completely agree with you guys.
Yeah. And I
But
just don't think that when they were on the phone talking, he wasn't coming off as a different type of dude on the phone. Not. Because usually when you're on the phone talking to somebody, you're relaxed. So it's not like she was tricked. She tricked us. Or so like, nah, it's no, I mean, what's the likelihood of him coming off totally different on the phone for that long? It just doesn't make sense. We're gonna move on, but it just doesn't make sense. Um,
all right.
we let's move on to let me ask you about the first situation in the house. The because we had Josh on and he mentioned, I know you weren't there that night, the Alexis and Dom situation. What is wild to me is that, I've done own conversations on all these shows for years, right? I've worked with the company and I knew that people are not, when you're on the show, you're not supposed to go tell the end. Like the way Alexis and Dominique did was way out of order and way reckless, right? So I'm wondering, for people, and then for them to come out and say this was all a lie, like they literally tried to
Sabotage.
sabotage the rest of the show because of what happened with them. But she also tried to, hold on, Danielle, I am not stooping to his level using the N word. Mo, how often do I use the N word?
Uh, I was surprised you just used it. You don't really. That's not really a word. That's a word of mine though.
I use it off this,
No, no.
off the, okay. So I'm not like, I just wanted to make sure that he knew we were really cool with Aaron. But thank you guys for checking me. And I was literally
Ah,
in come on. But I'm asking, what did you think of the situation with Alexis and Dominique? Josh, Josh said that he felt like she lied because she was told some things by Diamond. Alexis and Dominique were sent home because Dominique made a physical aggression towards Alexis. But according to Josh, it was both sides. But then Alexis came back and said that Josh tried her in the hallway. What is your perspective on all that messiness and that gossip from Alexis and Dominique in the incident, and then to Josh supposedly trying to get some in the hallway in 5 minutes?
All right. Well, listen. The situation with Alexis and Dom. Number one, Dom is my nigga. Once again, that's my nigga right there. Nigga's cool as fuck. Um, the whole situation with them was, to me, number one, right? And you guys can kind of already see how I am, right? Number one, why are you all over the niggas shorts? That's the first thing.
mm-hmm.
Vibe, like just chill. You know what I'm saying? Like, go sit your ass down somewhere. And then number two is, why do you feel like like you came here? I don't know, mind you, I don't know what they spoke about prior to the show, but you came here with Dom, and you're all over Greg. Not once. Whatever you guys see may have been once, not once, but she said it like 9 times that day. She ran around the table. It was set for like almost 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Everybody looking like, yo, like, okay, you said it. Number one, number two, vibe, just chill. At the end of
Right.
the day, that was me. I would have been like, yo, go sit your ass down somewhere, man. Like, why are you talking all this shit? And then eventually, mind you, so not to say that Dom was not wrong for even being aggressive with her. I don't believe in being aggressive with no woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll get up and run away from the crib before I become aggressive with you. But I will say this for Dom. Dom did tell her, yo, calm down, a couple of times. And then, mind you, they're both drinking. Everybody's drinking. We had an unlimited amount of alcohol. Everybody's drinking this and this, this and that. And at the time this happened, right? At the time this happened, I've already went upstairs to go lay down, right?
Mhm.
And as I'm upstairs laying down, I hear things, but I'm not going back downstairs because I was tired that day. So, but when I seen the whole situation on video, and then when the other cast members kind of explained it to me, just like Josh said, Alexis kind of hit him first, and then he kind of it's a normal human reaction. Put your hand up, and he's a man. He's 6'5". He way bigger than her, way bigger. So it looked like Buddy just like kind of threw her across the room, but he ain't do that though. He didn't do that. He didn't throw her across the room. You know what I'm saying? And then they were having a lot of fun when we first got there. Everybody was cool. You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't disrespect her, I feel like in the beginning in any way, shape, or form. So
Mm.
when it comes to that, I don't really know what to say because I wasn't there, so I can't speak too much on. But Alexis, man, it's like Alexis is just like, like I don't really. I mean, if you ask me like who I fuck with, Dom or Alexis, Dom, I don't care about no Alexis. Like I feel like that girl just made up a whole bunch of shit just to try to be relevant. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of shit didn't really pan out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you, Josh trying to smash you and all this and all that. It's like, yo, why even? Okay, so if the nigga did try to smash you, why even bring this shit up? You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of things that happened after the show that I could talk about and say about certain people, but I will never say them. They will never come out of my mouth because what credibility is that bringing me? Josh tried to smash you, and personally, I don't think Josh tried to smash her.
I don't
And
think
the
so.
hallway, and the hallway right there, where anybody literally we could just walk through the hallway,
Yeah.
bro. You're right there smashing. Like it don't make it. This just doesn't make sense. So in my opinion, I believe Josh over Alexis, and
Yeah.
I sympathize with not putting your hands on a woman. I don't believe in that ever, but I also don't believe that Dom was 100% at fault for everything that happened. She
Mm.
should have never been talking hoochie daddy, whatever. I think that's what she said, right?
Yeah. She
Should have
said.
never been all over the nigga shorts. Just vibe. Why you know what I'm saying? Like now, if you had a conversation now, this is where things could be flipped on the other side, right? Now,
Mm.
if you and Dom had a conversation and
Mm.
prior to the show, and you guys said, look, I'm gonna come on this show and act a fool, right? I'm gonna say, I'm gonna try to talk to other niggas and vice versa, then that's different. Then Dom should have been cool.
Mm.
But if you guys didn't have that conversation and it was the uh the idea of I'm coming on this show to be with you to try to get to know you, you should have been not talking about the nigga shorts for about a whole hour. That's it.
Well, I think I told Greg it felt like she was definitely interested in Greg, but I also feel like that was because Dom was not really into her, at least from what we saw him say to the camera and how he interacted with her. It was clear that you were attracted to Sandia. It was clear that Josh was into Shay.
Right.
And it was clear that, well, that's, I don't know. Because I at this point, after interviewing Aaron, I don't really know. I thought he was really into Diamond, but I feel like Aaron is full of tricks, so I don't know. But you could tell that Dom wasn't really attracted to her, right? I don't feel like he was really physically attracted to her. I don't have a problem. Like if she's flirting with the dude, you can't that shouldn't dictate any physical interaction. But if she did swing on him first, then that's a problem. If they were being physical with each other, then that's a problem, right? Because if I say something, that doesn't give you a right to be aggressive towards me. But if I
Yeah, for
on you,
sure.
then that's something different. Speaking of another big issue in the house was Diamond and Aaron, Aaron, the older Aaron. A lot of people felt like they were overstepping their bounds and trying to give advice. You seem to actually give a lot of grace towards the men. Like the conversation that you had with Aaron, you were like, "Are you sure that that's your?" You were very with the guys. I saw you trying to be like a little bit more understanding maybe than with some of the girls. When you were asking Aaron about, is he sure that that was what he wanted, and he was like, yes, this is all I want. She's everything I want. And you're like, okay, well, good for you. But what did you think about Diamond and Aaron and them trying to be like the OGs of the house?
Uh, well, first of all, Aaron is Aaron is just over exaggerating the whole diamond shit. That was number one. Like, bro, like I asked him, I was like, bro, like, no nigga want to be with their girl 24/7. Let's be serious. Who the hell wants to be with anybody 24/7? I don't even want to see my mom 24/7, let alone see anybody else 24/7, right?
Right.
So I was like, bro, you kept, and I think the reason why a lot of people kind of felt like it was fake is for the simple fact that he kept saying it too much. Everything is diamond, 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 and I'm like, bro, listen, let's hit up the strip club, nigga. Like, forget about diamond for a little bit. Let's go, because we had a little outing where they were asking us where we want to go. And I was like, yo, let's hit the strip club. I think me and like two other dudes were like, yo, let's hit the strip. They was like, bro, I can't leave Diamond. And I was like, bro, you've been with Diamond since we've been here, bro. Diamond don't even care about being with you that much. Like, bro, like, what are you doing? I mean, you're a grown man too. I expect this behavior from a 17-year-old kid. You feel me? You're a grown ass man, 50 plus, right? But with that being said, besides that though, I like Aaron. Aaron is funny. Aaron is funny as hell. But the whole diamond thing, I feel like he was just over exaggerating with the whole diamond thing. Now, what do I think about their relationship? Do I think their relationship was a real relationship? I'm not sure. I would lean more on no. I would lean more on Aaron over exaggerated majority of the stuff. Now, do I feel like Diamond genuinely was there for Aaron? Yes, 100% yes. I feel like Diamond is more real than Aaron. You know what I mean? I feel like Diamond has a better understanding of certain things, as most women tend to have a better understanding than men about, especially things that has to do with relationships. More clarity, right? So with that being said, Diamond is, I like Diamond. Diamond is cool. Diamond is funny, just like Aaron. They're both funny. I do think that they both have capacity to be definitely be in a relationship and be cool and stuff like that. But I just don't like the fact that men paint this picture that they are perfect and everything is about that one woman. Then they turn around, post show. Then you're not all about Diamond. You know what I mean? So that's the reason why people don't like me, because I'm gonna tell you if I'm all about you right then and there. You don't gotta wonder with me. You don't have to. Does this nigga like me? Am I the only one? I'm gonna tell you.
There was something that came out last night that I just want to get your understanding. If you know, you might not know anything about it. This was the Greg and Millie situation. From what I understand, Millie was a last-minute replacement. I don't know how true that was. Is that something you heard or know anything about?
You said, I'm sorry, Mo. Can you repeat what you said, bro, please?
They were saying that Millie was a last-minute replacement for Greg. There was somebody initially in that spot. So you might do know something. Talk to me, man.
No. I'm laughing, Mo. I'm laughing. I'm laughing because I never heard this. I've never heard this.
Okay. I've never heard it. I'm just asking. I don't know.
Yeah, no. I've never heard this. One thing I can say about when it comes to Greg and what's her name again?
Millie. You know her name. I'm playing, man.
No. Bro, when I tell you that's like the person that I care about the least, I don't when I don't care about you, I don't tend to remember anything that has to do with you. So to say this, Greg and Millie's situation to me is by far the fakest situation.
Interesting.
Okay. Out of everybody, that was the fakest.
Can't be faker than Jody and Aaron.
Situation. No. Well, the reason why it was the fakest situation is because Jody obviously displayed on camera that she don't like Aaron.
Okay, all right. So you said that they were more honest.
Millie displayed on camera that she likes Greg. That's what makes it faker.
I'm following.
You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Okay.
So now, now the whole thing about this Millie girl, right? This Millie girl is the typical think that she's the shit. I look good. Because you guys didn't see this. She said this on the show. She said I'm the prettiest girl on this show to all the girls. So that's something that wasn't aired, right? Okay. That being said, she thinks she's the shit. She's a typical Miami girl. I'm used to them. I live in Miami, right? So it's like I'm looking at her. I'm like, man, you fake as hell. Everybody that tries to have conversations with her, even the girls, she'll try to act like she cares about the conversation, but you can see it in her face. She doesn't care about talking to nobody because she thinks that she's the best girl on the show. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? She thinks she's the best looking. I have the most to offer. And what Greg is not saying, and I don't understand that Greg nigga. That Greg nigga is weird to me. But what that nigga's not saying is that she clowned him on the show. She was like, "Oh, this nigga got a regular studio apartment. He don't even got a lot. This and this and that. I'm used to niggas flying me out, spending 20,000 on me. This and this and that." And as you can tell, we did an exercise where they were like, "Oh, are you more of a saver or a spender?" And as you can tell, everything about her response was she's clearly materialistic, right? And then come to find out, post show, this girl had a whole boyfriend.
Say word.
Come to find out, post show, this girl had a whole boyfriend. Now I don't know if the boyfriend appeared after the show. Obviously, I don't keep up with them. I don't know. But
Mm-hmm.
one of the other cast members stated that she posted a picture of her with some nigga that's her boyfriend.
Well, we did kind of hear that, and Greg also said that they that's why they stopped seeing each other because she was asking him to get her nails done.
All right.
But
Then
but I did appreciate the fact that Greg, to me, Greg was respectful.
yeah, I like Greg.
What's your issue with Greg?
Yeah.
Why you don't respect him? Because I mean, he seemed more. I would, if I had to pick like who probably would vibe more.
You
He
was
seemed more
right.
laid back and cool, more like y'all would connect than you and Aaron, and definitely you and the older Aaron. Like Greg's, I don't. What's the? He just
the
seemed.
only the only thing that I didn't like, the only thing, and I'm not gonna say I don't like Greg. That would be going a little bit too far. I will say that I don't respect a lot of Greg's decisions on the show. So it led me to not vibe with him. That's Greg. Greg wouldn't be a nigga that I would be like, yo, let's vibe, like let's go play pool or some shit like that. Nah, I could care less. You get what I mean? But uh, the fact that you asked me to talk to your girl, right? And then I did it for you at the time. I was fucking with Greg out of
Mm,
respect and everything. You asked me to talk to your girl, and I feel like you planned this. You asked me to talk to your girl, then you told your girl to not get aggressive, to do anything, then your girl gets aggressive. That only shows two things. That only shows that your girl don't respect you. She don't listen to a word that you gotta say. That's number one. And number two, that just displays that, or maybe y'all put this together so you guys could start some drama. So
they
at
definitely
the end of the day,
together.
when
They
it comes to
together.
when it comes to Greg, it's like a toss up coin. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then I heard on a show that on a one of these live streams that Greg was doing with somebody, that he was talking negative negative things about myself and my boy Benz. So with that being said, like nigga, you ain't never seen me get on nothing and talk about you any type of way. You feel
Yeah.
me? So and then after the show, I briefly spoke to majority of the people on the show, majority of the men, and then two of the girls after the show. So it was like, bro, like I never had any really nothing to say about you. I don't really talk about people like that. You see, I try to keep everything brief. So it's like with Greg, it was like, yeah, it's like I just don't care for Greg. That's it. I
I
don't care.
got you. That's fair.
Yeah.
What your boy did come in doing a lot on the show. Was he putting 10 on the 2 for TV, or is that really how he is, and how y'all is that the type of time y'all are on just on a normal basis? It just cannot be. That just felt like it was so over exaggerated. Like it just, I mean, and trust me, I have, and I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to show I understand. Like I've represented hip hop artists that are that there's just it's a lot of women around, but just that conversation was just like way exaggerated. Like I've hung out with Jeezy and Ti and heard less of that type of conversation at the height of their careers when they're in their early 20s. So I'm just wondering, like, what the heck, what was all of that energy for on camera? Like that just felt really over the top.
Um, I mean, hey, my boy is my boy. But it wasn't over the top. It wasn't fake, if that's what you're asking. Yeah, I mean that's just how he thinks. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with the way that he thinks. That's just how he thinks.
Mo?
No, that's
I
how
don't try
the
to
guy talk when women aren't around. He just did it on camera, and obviously just
Yeah,
do
yeah.
it. But a
Yeah.
lot of guy talk when there's no women around, you would be surprised.
No,
Exactly.
I get it, but I'm saying, but it's a woman around, and he was talking to a girl that's so sweet and just very not like how you always tell me, Mo. Like I'll talk to the girls that are trying to game like that, right?
Yeah.
But why talk to Sandia like that? She's not like that.
Yeah, the good women you spare, you throw back. Yeah, that was a little. But was he? I'm trying to remember. Was he talking directly to her?
Nah,
He was just in
nah,
the room.
nah. He was just speaking in general. He was not talking directly to Cynthia.
I got you.
Yeah, he was just speaking in general. But just like how Mo said, listen, the only difference between me and a lot of men, and obviously I'm not the only one, the difference is that I'm going to tell you this even when the girls are around. Because I'm not trying to make you like me. That's the thing. I don't care about losing women. I don't care if you come in, like if I like say for example, if I'm talking to a particular girl and she doesn't know this part of me yet, because you just met me yesterday or the day before yesterday, right? I'm not gonna hide a conversation of the way that I am, the way that I talk, because I'm trying to spare you. You come, cool. You vibe with the way that I am, cool. You don't, bye. That's it, straight up. I don't care. Losing women is just like, okay, there's another woman right around the corner. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
It
real.
just, right. I get that. It just felt like the friend was like really trying to hype it up and like
No,
make
no, no,
her
no.
a little over the.
Nah, 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 nah. He really likes Sandia. He actually, just like how I talk about her, he talks about her in high regards. But he was just telling her how he feels in general, just about women, but not particularly to her. He was not speaking to her,
Mhm,
verbatim to her.
mhm.
Right.
Yeah.
Did you feel like the did you get anything from like the therapy session or any of the conversation you
You guys asked me a lot of funny questions, man.
Hey man.
Mo, hey man, you're a dude just like me, bro. So you gotta kind of understand where I'm coming from when I start laughing at some of these questions, right? I mean, Chris, did I get anything from the therapy session? I mean, I had two. So which one in particular are you referring to?
period, because it felt like in the second one that you actually were like, I feel like you were doing it for her, and then I feel like you were actually like, it seemed like you really wanted to do it for Sandia.
All right. So the therapy sessions, um, I went to them because Sandia wanted me to go to them, right?
Mhm.
And once again, as the show is progressing, guys, and I think you can see it. As the show is progressing, even with all the things that we're going through and all the girls in her ears telling her that, oh, Chris is crazy. He's a bad guy. Damn, you were a bad guy. He's gonna hurt you. He's gonna break your heart. After all of that is going on, Sandia, yeah, she complained about certain things, but who doesn't complain when they're hearing 1,000 things about you? You feel me? Um, but as the show progressed, we progressed. Everything got better. So as I started trusting her more, I was open to doing more for her, which is what I've always said since the show started. Once I start trusting you more, once I see that you're not just here momentarily, but you're here for the long haul, at least for a while, then of
Mhm.
course I start doing things for you and with you. So she asked me to go to the therapy sessions. I was like, dope, let's go, let's do it. And then we went. Did I learn anything from them? I loved the lady that they brought, the Indian looking lady. I keep forgetting her name. She's amazing. Um, I love how she interacts with I guess others. So did I learn anything? I mean, the things that she said were things I already knew, to be empathetic towards her feelings, and which is something hard for me. You feel me? I'm not gonna say it's something very hard for me to do. It's even, and mind you, this is not just Sandia. But Sandia is easier for me to care about her feelings, obviously, because I care about her. When you care about somebody, it's easier for you to care about them, right? And
Right.
how they feel about certain things that you do.
Mhm.
Um, but it's hard for me to be empathetic to certain things. Certain things, I feel like when you feel like you can throw this at me and I just respond positively, I feel like it's kind of like, oh yeah, I know what to do with him next time, because I know that he gonna act like, if I bring this up, he gonna act like that. I could get away with this. I could get away with that. You feel me? So it's like I don't really give a woman too many shall I say, leeways for you to feel like you can get over on me. So if I feel like not now, if I did something to you that was actually, you know what I'm saying, like bad, and of course I'm gonna be like, look, I apologize, I'm sorry, and stuff like that. But majority of the things that were coming up on the show, like when it came to Jody specifically, I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna like yo, just vibe. I'm not gonna put up with that. I don't no. Like, oh, you like Jody. No, I don't. Things that you didn't see that was not aired on the show. We had conversations about Jody plenty of times. You're not gonna come talk to me about the same thing again. I'm gonna just walk away from you. I don't want to hear your mouth. I already told you no. Until you see otherwise and you got some proof, then come talk to me. Besides that, I don't want to talk to you. And that's for any woman.
Mm.
I unfortunately, I mean, I think I have a person that feels like that in my house. But Chris, there are a lot of people that throughout the season when they saw you and Sandia's interactions, they said that she's someone that you felt like you could run over, and that was even I think Taronda spoke about that, like, you know, making sure that she took up for herself and the other ladies. What do you say to that when you hear people call her weak and say that she's, you know, somebody that's a doormat and would allow you to run over her?
Nah, I mean, that's definitely not true. I don't run over Cynthia, number one. There's a difference between running over somebody and then you just telling them that I don't, I'm not going to waste my time talking about something that I've already spoken to you about 3, 4 times. That's a big difference.
Mm-hmm.
I don't run over Cynthia. This is the reason why when they asked her, do you feel like Chris controls you on the show? She said no, because I don't try to control her. I'm just very stoic, firm, and then that's just how I am. So if it's like if I tell you something, once again, going back to the Jody situation, do you like Jody? Why is everybody saying you like Jody? Oh, I'll say something after that. And I tell you no several times, and you're coming to talk to me about it again. Now I feel like you're just wasting my time and you're being disrespectful. I told you no. Why do we have to keep talking about this? I'm not going to keep validating your feelings just because you feel like you want to talk about this because these little girls on the show that you met 3 seconds ago is blah blahing in your ear. That's them. Go talk to them about it. I told you no, and you have no proof. I'm big on proof. Bring me proof that I did something with Jody or that me and Jody like each other. Then I could talk to you. But that was no. But I do not run over Sandia. Sandia is, and that's not even something that I would want to do to Sandia. Sandia is once again amazing. I love that girl. That's like. You know
why did you want Jody to kiss her?
Oh, because that's to me something that's funny. It's funny. Just kiss her. That's it. There's no specific reason why I wanted her to kiss her.
Okay.
I mean, why do you guys think I wanted her to kiss her?
Well, I would assume just from the conversations I've had with guys, it's a lot of times, well, you'll ask a girl, is she into, guys will try to get you to change your mind if you're into girls or not. And so I feel like, to me, I feel like that was disrespectful. Because I've told my husband is someone that has had threesomes before. When we first started dating, I was like, I'm not into that. So if he was someplace and he said, ask a girl to kiss me, I would feel like he was trying to push that boundary, as Jody brought up so clearly. And I would have been irritated with that because and I wouldn't have allowed that because I feel like if I tell you I'm not into girls and I'm not into girls, if he tells me he's not into guys and I ask a guy to kiss him, that's not cool.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, whoa. Yo, Mo. Yo, listen, I'm not even gonna go in the premise of that because I feel like a girl kissing a girl and a guy kissing a guy is completely different. It ain't the same.
I do too.
It ain't the same.
I know y'all think that, but I'm asking but do you see what I'm saying? Like that's still a boundary.
I get what you're saying.
No, the principle, I get it.
No, yeah, I definitely understand. But remember, first day of the house, you ain't my girl. You feel me? Remember, you just said you're a husband.
Yeah.
If your husband asks you to kiss another girl, he's your husband. That's completely different. You're not even my girl yet.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I asked you, it's a dare. You ain't got to do the dare. Listen, you ain't see me yo, people be trying to act like I'm like I'm like a demon or some shit. Like you ain't see a nigga on the side of her shoulder, like whispering, like kiss her, kiss her. Like, no, I said a dare, and then you did it, not because I forced you to do it. I just said a dare. You could have said no, and I would have been completely fine. People that watches this show, and especially the women that watches the show, y'all
Oh,
call me a clown. Majority of the women that watch this show, y'all are clowns. Like y'all don't even see what's going on in the background of the show. Y'all don't see nothing that goes on, the scenes that are not posted, and then you're making assumptions of the type of man that I am. Yes, I'm not a goody two shoe. Yes, I'm not the guy that you want, because majority of y'all want to just be able to control your nigga. I'm not that nigga, so y'all don't like me. I don't care.
I
At the
don't
end of the
think that's
day, I said it there, and she did
yeah.
it. She didn't have to do it.
No, I don't. But see, Aaron, I don't. I mean, Chris, I don't think that. I think that a lot of times women are looking at it like Sandia obviously liked you a lot. You guys came on the show, and they probably are thinking, well, she's probably going to do what Chris wants, like a lot of women do, right?
Sandia liked me a lot, and I like Sandia a lot. That's the thing you guys are not getting. I also like Sandia.
We
It's
do
not
get
just
that. We do
it
get
ain't just a one way. It ain't just a one way thing. I'm a man. I don't express how I like a girl the same way the girl express how she likes me.
that's fair. That's
And just because I was not all over her kissing this and this,
Mhm.
though, you know what I'm saying? The mind you, the couple that was kissing the most was the couple that had the worst ending. So it's like that does not always display, just because I gotta kiss you 24/7 for the women or the viewers that watch the show for you to like me.
Yeah,
Like, please, I could care less if you like me or not. So it don't matter.
yeah. No, that's. I mean, you're 100% right in that. I think men and women express their like, genuine like, authentic like differently. But I do think sometimes a woman will do something that she may not, that may be out of her comfort zone for a man that she really likes.
No, 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 no. I understand. I understand. I
Yeah,
think that goes both ways, though. I
yeah,
think men's. I think men are fools more for women versus women are fools for men.
well, you step like you just said, comfort zone. You went to the therapy. You didn't necessarily want to do that, but
Yeah,
you.
there we go. Yeah,
So
yeah. My nigga, my nigga.
I get it. I get it.
Well, Chris, we have enjoyed talking to you. I appreciate you coming and sharing your perspective.
Sir.
I guess let me. I have one last question. I don't know what Mo thinks. My question is: I know that you're focused on getting your money. I know most of us learned. You know, I know you're a young man, but most of us learned in 2020 that life is not necessarily promised, right? So we
Mm-hmm.
know what we want. Um, do you see a future with you and Sandia, or do you want to see Sandia as a part of your future?
Oh yeah, 1,000%.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
1,000%. 1,000%. Sandia, I told you already. Sandia is amazing. Ain't
Now,
nothing bad. Ain't nothing. Huh? Go ahead, Mo.
now here's the thing from an older brother saying this to you. Now,
Yes, sir.
can't put her on layaway for too long. Just like you see the value in her, there's possibly someone else that's.
oh.
You see what I'm saying?
Possibly, definitely.
So
No,
so
there's
so
not.
we
Yeah, I
gotta
was
we
gonna say.
gotta we gotta like I get it. You still you see what I'm saying? Like I get it, but at the same time, I just want you to keep that in the back of your mind. Like it's bruh, it's a few. It ain't a lot of good ones out there. You know
I
that.
know, I know, Mo.
You know that.
Mo. Going off what Crystal said, and there are 1,000 men that would see the value in her, because you
Right,
don't. You're just blind, right?
right,
Because
right.
that woman is almost built like no other woman, especially of the year 2024, and
There you go.
especially in this Miami lifestyle. So
There
I
you
agree with you 1,000%. But I will say this, Mo. With this being said, man, I would not want to keep Sandia on layaway for a long time. But I will say this: the fact that I've been in relationships practically all my life, right?
go.
Mhm.
From a 2 to an 8 to almost a 3.
Okay.
This is my time where I'm just, you know what I'm saying, like doing me. You feel me?
I
Like,
respect.
and when I say doing me, I mean as in I'm big on I'm big on having certain things in place before dating another woman. And when I say having certain things in place, I'm talking about mainly mentally, I can't date a woman.
Mm.
Mentally, I can't take any woman very seriously at this point in my life because my brain is so elsewhere. I wake up and I don't think about women, bro. There's times I go 3 weeks and a woman doesn't even cross my mind. You feel me? Although I talk to certain people, my mother, Sandia, practically every day, but I'm saying like the thought of a relationship does not even cross my mind. Then there are sometimes as well, on the flip side, there are sometimes as well. I'm in my house, you know what I'm saying? I'm in the room, I'm watching TV while I'm doing some research, and I'm like, damn, yo, it would have been good right now to have a girl here. You know what I'm saying? Because
Right.
every man wants a woman, like a woman to live with him, be with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it gets boring eventually dealing with 5, 6 different women. That shit gets old quick, mad quick, mad quick.
I get it.
Right? Yes, sir. So I feel that sometimes, but I will say this, that for me it's just about me being mentally there, because if I'm not mentally there, there's no way I'm gonna be able to be in a
I feel.
relationship.
No, you're doing it when you're ready. I'm not saying don't do it because you just made a great point, right? Because you want to do it when you're ready. I'm just saying, just keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
yeah, 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 yeah. You're saying don't take a decade, nigga. I
Yeah,
feel you. I feel you, homie.
I
I
got
feel you, man. I feel you. And I pray I don't. I can't tell you I will. I
you.
can't
Right.
tell you I won't, because I don't know what the future holds. But I
Solid.
definitely do pray that I don't take that long. Because listen, Sandia is an amazing catch, and any man would be it would be a complete honor and a privilege for any man to have Sandia as a wife, or as just as a, you know what I'm saying, a woman that's by your side. Because
Mhm.
Sandia is a diamond in the rough,
I
shall I
believe
say.
she carried herself very respectful on TV. Not
Yes.
understand how she carried herself was, and men realized that. Like you,
Yeah.
obviously you did because you know how you feel about her. So nah, you good, man.
Now, but in the
Yeah, man.
reality
Yeah, man.
TV space, in the reality TV space, which unfortunately seems to be a reflection of our culture, there are not very many women who carry themselves with that much class in that space.
Her and Vanessa.
Yeah, but her and Vanessa, Mo.
Mm-mm.
Yes. Mo has a crush on another lady that was on television that carried herself well. But that's like when you see the other women, and I understand everybody's been through painful things and we all have things to learn, but it was just refreshing to see a young, beautiful woman carry herself like that. So shouts out to Sandia. I do hope, I would say to you, I do hope you don't take that long. And the way you feel about her, I hope you don't fumble. I hope you don't fumble, Chris. I hope
Nah,
you
I feel you. I feel you. I'm and I respect 1,000% what you guys are saying, because you guys are 1,000% correct. You guys are definitely 1,000% correct when it comes to that. And this has crossed my mind before, obviously, because it's like, but once again, if 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 let's just say, for example, if a situation comes along where Sandia finds a guy that she likes, I will be extremely happy for her.
Mhm.
um, and if the situation comes along with me and her are together in the near future, whatever it may be, and I will be also happy. But whatever the outcome may be, I will be happy for her, because I don't just love her as a girl that I see a future with, but I also love her as a woman, period, as a human being.
That's
So
what real. That's when the man really cares. When he feels like that, he
Yeah,
just wants her to be happy. That's when you know it's real. That's true.
yeah.
yeah,
I
so
like
yeah. So. All right, so I just want to say one more thing for
Yeah.
all you ladies on the chat that hate me. For all you
Easy
ladies
on
on
our
the
chat, man. Easy on our
No, no,
chat.
no, 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 no. I'm not gonna say anything bad, Mo. Come on.
Okay.
I was just gonna say, for all the ladies on the chat that hate me, go follow me on Instagram. All about Chris
Yeah.
M.
He got his shirt off on every damn picture on there. So go
Yeah,
follow him, ladies.
He
go
does.
follow your
Like,
boy on Instagram and send me bad messages. And the ones that like me, which I know is probably 1,000 of y'all, hit me up. Anyways, guys, I'm honored to talk to you guys. Chris,
Nah,
I
pleasure,
appreciate you. Mo,
thank
you. I already know, nigga. If me and you was in the same city, nigga, we'll probably hit up the strip right now.
you. Yeah,
Um,
it's dangerous. It'll be dangerous.
Mo, I was gonna say that, and Mo is always the dude that's doing what you. He's always the one that pushes the envelope like you. He's the one
Yeah.
that's like, let's go hit and the other dude's like, no, I gotta say with my girl. Man, you are Chris in that situation. You already know. That's why I was laughing to myself because I was like, this is the conversation that he has because he's always like, that's not how dudes talk. They talk like that around you, but that's not how they talk amongst men. So I do. Yeah, I would definitely. Hopefully one day if you're in Atlanta, we do an event.
I'm down in Miami.
Yeah, or
Yeah. Yeah.
definitely.
All right. Appreciate you guys very much. God
Have
bless
a good one.
everybody.
My
Thank
man.
you, Chris.
All right.
All right.
Bye. Woo, we went in tonight.
Woo. Yes, we did.
Yeah, no, you know what's so interesting, and I will say this: we can recap both of these conversations. We still got to recap yesterday.
Yeah.
We got to have a whole conversation to recap all three of these conversations. But it's interesting that the chat, I am upset with Crystal. The chat wants us to not like if you don't put yourself in a position to try to understand the other person, you won't have a conversation, right?
Thank you.
That's what I don't understand. Like, I guess that's not for me to ask the chat because that's not the position that we're in. But I wanted to understand where he was coming from. And
You
if I
can't do that.
yeah,
That's
you can't do that by going at a person. And I also feel like, well, you don't need to understand, but I do. I do. I'm a conversationalist. That's why I do this.
XO.
That's why I do this show. That's why. But ask Mo, like I'm like this all the time. If I meet someone that I disagree with them, I'm going to ask. I want to figure out what it is about them that makes them think like that. And so I feel like I needed to understand and he shared with us. He was very honest. I also think it's interesting how everyone is so upset about how he comes off, but I don't think I've ever heard a man speak with more reverence about a woman than he did about Sandia. That's crazy.
There it
So
is.
it's like we have to, because there are a lot of men that come on and they'll say, "Oh, she's fine. I like her." Da da da. But you could tell he really, really, like, really cherishes and adores that woman. And I want to say to all these women, like, the goal is for a man to feel like that about you.
And there you have it.
That's it.
Well said. Well said.
That's and then not. I would rather him feel like that about me than try to holler, than try to be with me and then fumble, than try to do any of those things. Like that's what you want because that's respect. A lot of these other men leave the show with the person, and then as soon as they leave the show, their true intentions come out. He's not. He actually respects her, so I hope that like that should be how you that. It's just a whole lesson that I don't know. Some people aren't going to get, but
It'll be all right.
we'll talk. Yeah, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about it later. We'll recap it. We have went way too long. It is 10:42. We have gone 2 hours and 45 minutes. I'm surprised Gun Boss hasn't put in the chat heads in beds. I got an early morning tomorrow because, like I said, my agency is partnering with Fulton County to honor CeeLo. I got to be there at 8:30 in the morning. So we've got to wrap this up. We will definitely be recapping all of this. And we will okay. Okay. We'll recap all this Wednesday. I need to stop reading the chat myself. Like stop focusing on the chat and focus on the conversation. We'll recap all this Wednesday, and of course we'll be back with more dating disasters or dating dilemmas. And we are going to recap the Aaron and Diamond conversation. We were talking about that earlier. Like it was so much in there that we need to go over. We appreciate you guys hanging in there with us, and I really enjoyed the conversation with Josh. And I enjoyed this conversation with Chris. I got a lot more out of Josh than I thought. I really.
Yeah, you know what? We'll talk about it. But yeah,
we'll talk about it. You get to bed. I'm gonna get to bed, and we'll see you guys Wednesday at 8:00 right back here. Make sure you're subscribed. We love you guys. See you back here on Wednesday.
all right.